Welcome to Live at the Blue Box. It is a video game night.
Woo! You are very loud.
You are loud.
What am I?
You're two.
How's that? Is that better? All right. I'll just have to shout louder so I can hear myself.
The show starts, everyone leaves. It's awesome.
That's right. And we're empty. All right. Well, we are going to start out with some trivia. No, not for long.
Why? Who's coming to Salmons?
But you know what? Why don't we, let's do trivia first, and we'll introduce ourselves. Before we get going, a couple of things. We do live podcasting here. We do the show Live at the Blue Box the second Saturday of every month, and they're themed. So this week it is video game night, if you couldn't guess, by a Lil's hat.
Shirt.
And
underwear.
Shirt. And
I'm ready.
He's got Princess Peach underwear on, but that's the blue show.
He's got the heart underwear.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it.
I'll be showing those off tonight on YouTube Live.
Great. I thought you were going to show your Pokemon.
No.
So anyway,
Pokemon Junior.
what is it? 6 o'clock? We're already having a Pokemon Junior.
It's not even. It's not even 6 o'clock. We're already in the dump.
So you will notice here we have a screen tonight. This is the first time we're high tech, and right now you can see the League of Geeks is doing a live show tonight. So after you've had the fun here, celebrate with Lil and the boys as they do their 150th show.
150th
150
episode.
shows are going to be on YouTube Live tonight. So that will pop up on here. Yeah, let's hear it for the geeks.
Yay.
It's a long, long road.
I'd also like to point out that on the thing I said that it's live with a Z, and William already told me that's a typo because there's no Z in live. So
It's true, but there is in Geeks with a Z.
yes. So we're going to start out with a little bit of trivia. We got a packed night, so we're going to have to move quickly to get through all of this.
That means we're going to get through a third of it before we break into a
So
fight.
I'm going to do a little bit of trivia. Go ahead. I'm not going to play it as a game. We're just going to shout out some answers. So if you got an answer, shout it out. Let's go in order. Blood Rain. Anybody play Blood Rain? You remember? These are going to be old school games. You want to remember Blood Rain?
No.
No, really?
I know the game. I've never played it.
There was actually, I think, a Blood Rain movie.
There was a movie,
too.
yeah.
Terrible. But Blood
We'll talk
Rain,
about that stuff later.
Blood Rain was actually a pretty good game back then. It's considered the unofficial sequel to what game? This is a deep cut question.
I don't know. I have no idea.
No idea?
What is it called? Blood Rain?
Blood Rain. It was about the woman, the vampire hunter, and
Castlevania is my guess.
that was my guess, wasn't it? She's not listening. Nocturne.
Okay.
I don't remember Nocturne at all. You guys remember Nocturne?
Of course they do. What are you talking about?
Blood Rain's the unofficial sequel. Okay. This is a good one. What franchise featured the first fan-translated game?
Fan translated?
Yes.
Diablo.
I'm going to say Final Fantasy.
What? I said...
What franchise featured the first fan-translated game?
I said Diablo. That's not right.
Can you tell you're wrong? It's not Mother. It's not Earthbound.
Donkey Kong.
It's not whatever
Final
you
Fantasy?
said. No.
Final Fantasy.
Donkey Kong.
Cubert.
Cubert.
Did they translate Cubert?
How,
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. E.T.
E.T., yeah. It's a
Great
Metal
game.
Gear. That original Metal
What is-
Gear was a fan
Oh, wow.
translate. I didn't know that. I thought that was pretty good.
What question is that?
Okay,
See,
so
That's
Final
awful.
Fantasy was closer. I mean, that came
it
out
is.
in
Actually,
the
that
same,
was my guess, I believe. Didn't I say Final Fantasy?
in the
today,
same
Mark?
era of 8-bit Nintendo.
Okay, Mario and Zelda are well-known Nintendo icons. If you don't know that, time to leave. But what
What's
other
Nintendo?
gaming system licensed games for these franchises? You're setting up the retro arcade, Mr. Video Game History. Let's
I
hear
know
it.
the answer.
Do you know it? Does anybody know it?
Of course Scott knows the answer. And Teresa.
Is that correct?
Are you sure it's the CDI, not the 3DO?
3DO. Not in television. Not Mattel.
No, I'm going to give you the answer. Don't you look it up.
Chances are
I
it's
thought
wrong.
it was the 3DO, but it could be the CDI.
The CDI. Scott Salmons wins.
There
You
you
have
go.
to give him your hat.
What?
No. I like my hat.
No.
Actually, that should be a punishment to you, Scott, if you get his hat. So
What are you talking about? This is
the hat suite, but what's one
fantastic.
under it? Ew. What was the first game to feature
Not much
talking?
hair.
Nope. We're going to try this one again. What was the first game to feature taking pictures with a camera as a major gameplay device?
Missed. Missed. Pokemon.
Teresa's right. It's actually Pokemon Snap was the first one that
No.
used that camera thing. It is,
No.
actually. Other ones played with something
Lies.
like that, but that was actual game mechanic in that. Let's see. One more. What was the... Oh, this is a good one.
Nintendo.
What was the very first
No
game
way.
to ever be pre-ordered prior to its release on a console? I so remember this,
2 or
too.
3?
I got this
Super
right
Mario
today.
Brothers 3.
3? I was going to say 3. No?
No. You're off by years.
Like earlier or late?
Earlier or later?
I just
Come
said you're
on.
off by years.
Well,
Come on, somebody
you're
guess.
off by
What, you're-
50 years.
You're not my phone a friend. I just want to let you know that.
All right,
At all.
so
Mass Effect. No, I'm kidding. It's not Mass Effect. Anybody got a guess?
Duke
pre-order.
Nukem.
Halo.
You want the question again? You can have the question
Oh,
again.
God.
What was the very first game to ever be
Pre-ordered
pre-ordered
before-
to its release
Maybe they
on a
weren't
console?
like back in the day pre-order.
So before
you know
it came
what I
out
mean?
on a console, that was the very
When did
first one that they
GameStop
actually
open?
took pre-orders on. It
Well,
is not
Funkoland.
E.T. It is not Mass Effect. It is not whatever you said.
Legend of Zelda.
Nope. Martha
Pong?
cheated. It is Pac-Man on the Atari 2600.
Well, come on.
Wait, really?
That's a re-release.
Did-
Hold
I
on.
thought you did
That's
these
a
questions, or
re-release.
did
That's
you
not
forget?
even. Come on.
And that was a terrible port to that system.
That was
Oh, it
awful.
was terrible.
That blue screen
Yeah, but-
Pac-Man was
Well,
horrendous.
back then, that was until the
no, because what was
until
it,
the 5200 came out.
No, was it the ColecoVision or one other system?
Coleco was pretty good.
Or the Odyssey. One of those two systems had almost an exact port that
But
looked
not
at
the
10
same time.
times better within 6 months,
Yeah, but 6 months was a huge difference at that point
I guess.
because
was 180
television
days.
games look like the Atari 2600 games. The next gen, slightly next gen, is where it got significantly better. 5200 came out. All those other ones, the ColecoVision came out. Those are way better.
All right.
Think about
You got
pole
me.
position on ColecoVision. It looked way better than it did when they first did a game like that on the.
That was my
2600.
favorite 2600 game when I was a kid.
Pole position.
Do you guys remember Knight Rider? I think it was called. Not
Like from the
no.
Kit with
It
Kit
was one, here was the idea. It was a racing game, kind of. It was a driving game. Most of it was either straight or curved, and all you could see were the pylons. So it was just dark. You just
That sounds like.
you're like this, and you're like, I'm driving like my mom.
What's the Penn and Teller game where they just walk forever?
Oh, the
And you die from dysentery?
Right.
What's that?
I don't
Oregon
remember.
Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail.
Sounds like Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Do you
all
remember
right.
the Star Wars game where
That's it for the
there's no
trivia
graphics,
questions
it was
for
just
now.
mathematics?
We got a lot
Yeah.
more trivia coming up. We also have something special coming up here, so pay attention.
Watch it.
So let's start out with
production value.
Martha came up with an idea today. We play a game here called Pop Culture Countdown where we take subjects. And Teresa, Scott, if you guys want to join in, we have microphones. You can come up
Is
here.
that the
or you can
Salmon's
sit
microphone?
There. Do you want two microphones or one?
I think we gotta swap
One.
seats. We gotta sit on the.
Do you want it there or do you want to come
Sit
up?
in the chair there.
Yeah, but if somebody comes up here.
All right, Salmons.
Are you sure?
Remotely calling in to the
All right.
podcast.
They can smell your hat from there, so they're really.
You keep dissing this hat, but this
can't
hat
help
Awesome.
It is an awesome
is
hat.
awesome. I never wanted
It
to
looks
take it off.
uncomfortable because
gamer
I hated
shirt.
that controller, by the way.
No way. This is the best controller
Dude,
ever.
I used to get
It's on my shirt too.
like
Gamer.
calluses in my hands and like rub burns from.
Let's see. The dog bone controller.
Is that not on?
Yeah, that one felt
It is
better,
now.
but
There we
this
go.
is still the best. The D-pad right here.
No,
That
you
thing
know
broke
what? I
all the
like
time.
this one,
It
but
broke when you threw it.
It was a little
really
too
fragile.
small. It was
What?
a little too small. Okay, we're going to start with Pop Culture Countdown. What are the best controllers? We got to come down to the top two. Let's do it right now. You got to spit them out.
In-
Martha came
Top
up with a
two.
game. Instead of regular Pop Culture Countdown where we debate for a half hour, these are rapid fire. We got like five
Best
of them we
or
gotta
worst?
get
Are we
through.
going to have a worst one?
Worst controller? You want to
And
do that?
I want to do best and worst because I got.
Okay.
Okay.
Best
It could be the
controller.
same.
Best controller. Let's start shooting them out.
Okay.
Hold on.
You said this
Best.
one? The D-pad?
Xbox
Well, I
360.
think to me is the original NES, the NES. Yes. To me, the 8-bit controller is the best. It is the grandfather of every controller we have today. The D-pad.
You said D-pad, right?
I said D-pad. Yes.
Yes.
He's dead. I thought.
If I have to,
I thought he died.
Nah,
Did he get shot
That'd be the
outside a
large
club?
size.
I like the Xbox 360 controller more.
You like
Which
the
one?
360 controller?
Yeah, I
360
like the
controller.
360 controller
Xbox
more.
You know
It
what?
is symmetrical and beautiful.
Although the 3DO
and-
was
I
good.
would have said the
XDO.
PlayStation.
XDO, 3DO was good.
But the 360
that's
controller.
third.
Well, yeah, but the 360 controller, they took the Xbox controller and they kind of morphed it more towards the PlayStation. And I agree that
It's
360
almost
controller
like
is the best.
The Dreamcast controller and the PlayStation controller
the
had a baby.
Dreamcast controller. We're not doing worst one
Oh,
yet.
it was.
Oh, wait, man, the Dreamcast controller was awesome.
No.
Are you kidding
I
me?
loved it. It
Are you
felt
kidding?
so good
Well, because
in
it was
my
like
hand.
this.
No, it was ridiculous.
Oh, love the Dreamcast. No, that's the Wii U. That's playing with Wii U.
Oh my!
The Dreamcast controller. The Dreamcast is such an underappreciated game system.
It really
is.
was.
I love it. I've talked about it before.
I bought
But
it like
they-
5 times.
but
I've
the-
sold it every time,
the
and now I'm looking for
controller-
another one.
I'll tell you what's wrong.
Because you hate
Same
it.
here.
Because I hate this thing. It's
No,
great.
it's not that I
hate it.
hate it. It's just like I'm like I don't play it anymore. I'm
But you're
out.
telling me how much you love that controller. I can
Yes.
tell you exactly right now why you don't love that controller.
Why?
The cord comes out of the bottom of it, and it's the most annoying thing in the world. Nope.
Does
you
it
can't
matter?
say-
It's-
Yes, it did.
I mean,
it comes out. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but look at how we're holding a microphone. When you're playing a game,
Right,
you don't
and it
hold
gets
out
out
like
of your
this.
way.
It's like this.
And
so when
that
you're
cord
playing,
is
you're
out of
always
your-
messing with the
When
cord.
do you hold the controller like up to your chest?
I
He can't
nurse
see.
the controller.
I hold the controller.
I wear the controller in a Baby Bjorn.
What does it matter where it's coming out of? Like
What's the most
it's
padded
not
controller?
the Sega Master System controller that came out of their side.
That was the worst.
And that actually like
We're not doing worst yet.
that impeded your fingers.
That was the worst. Remember golf on there? Remember that flying game on there? There was a flying one. That was
Awful.
good.
I gotta
Yeah.
find a Master System too. I
got rid of
find all
mine.
you-
I would have given it to you.
I hate you.
You know what? I've still got stuff to give you.
I
so.
can't.
Now-
I know I need to come back.
so the
I
Wii-
started editing our show. We'll have a show together about his garage.
Did the Wii?
It's awesome.
Part 1 of 7,000. Because
Yeah, but
there's
he
so much
bailed
stuff.
halfway
It's
through
called the
because he got
pin.
overwhelmed. He actually
I'm like, I'm
passed out.
tired. I'm sweating.
He
I
got
gotta
real
go.
sweaty. He had to lay down.
I can't take this. I
it's
can't.
The Rob Garage
It's like going to the
show.
Louvre.
I can't take Micro Machine Star Wars figures
He
anymore.
found my dad's old milk jugs he had hidden in there and laid down in them. I hope these are clean.
Where we get into marital
They're not.
arguments over Rob's superior box building abilities.
Oh, you guys talking about my mom?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
We're so off target.
So my
That and a
boxing
quarter
abilities
means you owe me a
beat
buck.
the GameCube. That's what we're down to. No, I
No,
wanna
wait,
know.
man, the GameCube
So
was awesome,
What
too.
was the best
Keep
controller
that
then?
talk.
I
Okay,
say,
the
all right,
Wii,
so-
I say it's the 360.
I'll say it's the
say you're
360
right.
too.
the Wii U Pro.
What? There was 3 of them made.
The pro style.
Yeah, if you shell out the extra $50 for the Wii
Although,
U Pro controller,
the
it is an
Switch.
amazing.
We don't have a Wii U.
I love
It is
I
an
can't
amazing
What makes
controller.
it better than the other ones? Cord comes out of the bottom, so you love it.
It's the curves. You can just get your hand
The
around
curves?
the curves and just press all the right buttons.
All right.
It is.
Hey, there, Scott, there's kids here. Okay.
Whoa,
Hey,
I know it's
turn the lights-
Valentine's
turn the
weekend.
lights down.
I don't want to know what's going on later tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
Rated
touch-
R Edward has joined us tonight.
Touch my controller.
But no, I mean, if we're gonna go with like feel in hand, I'll upgrade one to the Super Nintendo controller.
I agree.
Like
I
the
think
dog bone shape.
I actually think the Super
you got
Nintendo
the
was a
top
better
triggers,
controller than this.
You got the 4 buttons. You had more use
Hold on.
for it. You got to do a
What's
lot
better
with
than the joystick and one red button?
it.
everything.
A lot of things are better
no,
than the
come
Atari
on.
2600.
You know what? I like the Super Nintendo way more than the D-pad because the D-pad was too small. You have
It's
Trump
not,
hands,
though. I
so
don't
you
even-
can play that
don't
for
even-
a while.
I don't have Trump hands. I can
Don't
pull
even
up a
ask- don't even
basketball.
ask.
What are you talking about? I have
What? No, we're not
This
talking.
one-
hold on.
this one was
we're
a
not
little
talking
small
the
in the
mini
hand
basketballs
compared
from
to the-
Papa Shot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can
the
palm a
Super
real
Nintendo-
basketball.
All right, Chris, which one is the best?
The best, the 360.
We have
360.
19 pop
What
culture
about the
countdowns
one?
to get
Isn't
through.
the Xbox One like a better version of the 360?
I haven't
controller?
used
I
it.
think so.
No, I don't think so.
I had a
Cheryl
360,
says
I
yes.
had the one. The one to me feels
My dad doesn't know what that
nicer.
is.
It feels heavier, but it doesn't. I don't think it's better.
I don't know. Maybe the one I have that blue one, and it has like a nice
Right.
grip on it. It's just like really like
The Kung Fu grip.
it does.
Eddie
All right.
Murphy comes with it.
What
It's
else,
awesome.
all right. What else? What else we got? What else we counting down?
Next, worst.
Well, okay, so we picked which one?
360.
I don't know. 360.
360. It was
360.
consensus, the 360. Okay,
Worst.
next one.
PS4.
Worst. Hold on.
Worst
no.
controller.
Worst controller.
Oh, no, we'll do that next. Because we just talked controllers for this long. Let's come back to them. Let's do best puzzle game.
Tetris.
Is there even a question here?
Hold on. What's a puzzle game? Hold on. Technically, Myst is a puzzle game.
I'm gonna go with actually outside of Tetris. I'm going with Bust a Move. I love Bust a Move. Me and my wife played Bust a Move for hours.
Dr. Mario.
Hey, the
Dr.
proof
Mario.
is right there.
Yep.
That's right. She's still there.
Yeah. Actually, I'm with you. Dr. Mario is the one that I got so addicted to.
Dr. Mario is a great game.
Dr. Mario is insane. I
think for a while, I would rather go with Tetris than Dr. Mario because I think.
Now wait a minute. If we're going to actually talk, would Pac-Man count as a puzzle game?
No, Pac-Man's a maze game.
Okay, it's a puzzle.
It's not a puzzle.
Pokemon
not
puzzle.
puzzles.
Pokemon Puzzle League.
I was going to go with.
You're not trying to connect.
We just
things.
said that.
See, that's why.
I would say.
That's why I threw in Bust a Move.
That would
You're
be-
trying to connect.
then every
You know what?
game-
I do love Bust a Move.
Bust a Move was great.
All right, so what's
Do you get to sing?
what's yours? What's yours, Chris?
I think Tetris is a fantastic game, but when I saw this, I thought Myst was the first thing I came to
See,
my
that's
mind.
not the same kind. If,
I don't
if
But it's
we're
a
going-
puzzle game,
I
though.
think Myst is. I get what you're saying.
Right.
It's a
it's the same thing I could say about like the Telltale Games Batman series,
Right.
which is killing me because there's puzzles in the middle of it, and I'm like trying to figure
Right.
out the
Well,
puzzle. And I'm
you
like,
could also say the room or the box. What's
The
that
box.
one?
The-
box.
cube,
What?
sphere, I
Cube.
don't know.
Yeah, that one's
All the-
really good.
Did you guys ever do Pokemon
But
Puzzle League?
I'm talking. Let's
Wait,
go.
which
let's make it-
Pokemon game?
What?
Pokemon Puzzle League.
You know what? I keep seeing that like at
It's
places.
good?
Is it
It
good?
was amazing. In
No.
the N64.
Tetris Sphere. We played that to death. You ever
See, I
played
said
that one?
Sphere, and you all laughed at me.
Yeah, Pokemon
That's
Puzzle
just-
League on the N64.
And I put my hat back on
you were
'cause I'm
looking at a
balding.
column, and the puzzle pieces were coming down.
It's all right,
and you
you're
would
next
rotate
to-
the column to fit them on.
It's a shiny McDonald.
We might have to try that one.
It's
So-
amazing.
Sweaty McShiny man.
And
So,
columns.
yeah, we don't need that on. Do we
Did
need
you-
the light on, you guys?
Yeah, turn it on.
Are we too dark?
I think so.
Yeah,
we
you're a
look
little
better
dark.
in complete.
I was gonna
darkness.
say nobody wants to really see
Yeah,
what we
wait
look
till we
like.
clear this place out.
Keep us in the
Trust
shadows.
me. Trust me, we're okay. And
Although I am very good looking. I was told that by many guys.
How about
Sean and
columns?
Steve.
Columns?
Oh, I love columns. You know, I used to. That's how I got the Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
I borrowed it from a friend, and I had columns.
Stole it.
And I got my mom to play columns, and she was addicted. And I'm like, we got to play columns.
remember
So,
columns.
so that like right when we got it, me and my mom played it. Like she
I
she
remember
called me
that
out of
one.
school the next day. It was we got out on a Sunday, and I got out of school the whole next day because we were playing columns.
Wait a minute. You know, oh no, it's not a puzzle game, but I think it deserves an honorable mention. You guys ever play Boom Blocks?
yes.
No.
Yes. Good.
That
That's
is
great.
one of the best games I've ever played. That's I want to say it's in there.
Hold on. In our last
genre.
video game discussion, that never came up.
It's
like
amazing.
puzzle
You ever
plus
play it?
defend
Yes.
the castle.
Good.
Great game.
Yeah.
Defend the castle.
What
type
about the
thing.
original Minesweeper? Everyone had Minesweeper on your Apple.
I'm not gonna call
on your
that.
Apple Macintosh.
Yeah, it's called.
Yeah, but we only
Every-
played that because we didn't have anything better.
Yeah.
That was the only.
We used to get to play in school. You go to the computer lab, you'd open up the little Minesweeper in the corner and like play it while you're supposed to be typing.
What about Leisure Suit Larry? That was a great.
Is
Dr.
Leisure
Mario
Suit
hurt our
Larry-
brains.
It's not a puzzle game. That was a great game, though.
Yeah.
I played it the other day. I have it on my Game Boy. I have it for Game Boy Advance. I couldn't find it. My wife, she's like, "It's in your chair." It was in my my recliner. I'm like, "Oh, there's Dr.
He blew
Mario."
the chips and stuff off and put it in.
M&M's, Doritos.
In between.
Well, I'm spitting Mountain Dew in it because that's all I do. Because I'm still a 14-year-old
They call
boy.
it- that's called Mountain Drool. It's not called Mountain Dew.
Well, that's true.
Ugh.
That's
All
what
right,
happens when
moving
you
on.
get
Was
older.
there a squish
How about
Twinkie with
how
that?
about best arcade shooter?
Oh.
House of
No,
Dead 2.
like what single game shooter?
House of Dead 2. House of Dead 2.
Deer
That's
Hunter.
mine. Every time.
Arcade
No,
shooter.
no.
How are
time
we? How
time
are we?
warp.
How
time
are we
warp
doing
or
this
time
with, like
crisis.
like a gun shooter? Like
Yeah.
We're talking that
Are we
time
talking about that, or are we
crisis by
talking
far
about
is the best shooter game.
shmups? Are we talking about actual shooters where you're like,
I have a gun and you have to shoot at the screen.
so a gun you have to shoot in the screen? All right.
right?
you
Is that
shoot
what
at
we're
the
gonna go
screen.
with?
Yeah, gun you shoot at a
I'm gonna
screen.
go House of the Dead on Sega Dreamcast.
That was excellent.
But you said
Typing of the Dead?
I said arcade.
I like that.
I'm telling you, I think
But it's the
time.
same in the arcade.
I think
It's the same,
time.
yeah, it's
I
the
think
same.
Time Crisis is by far the best game.
I think Time Crisis.
Time Crisis
wins,
is good too.
I think that one wins. Yeah, that was a good one. But House of the Dead is a close second. Typing of the Dead does not make the list.
No.
Okay, how about worst controller?
In television, by far the worst controller
That's
ever.
a spin one, right?
No,
Or is
that's
that the Odyssey.
that's
No.
what Odyssey was spin.
No,
Nintendo.
it had a pad on
It had a number pad. It was
and
awful.
That's right.
The numbers never worked.
And
and
it was
little pad
the
didn't
bubble.
work.
It was the bubble.
Oh.
It was
My friend
awful.
Elliot had that. Elliot,
Hold
if
on.
you're watching, you had a terrible
That was a
system.
great system. They had great games, but it just couldn't put.
They didn't have great
Thank
games.
you.
Yeah, they
That's where I was going at.
Power
What?
Glove was the
As much-
sneakiest
As
one.
much as as I'm looking for one to purchase, and if anybody has one that they want to give me,
No, that's not the
Power
I
power
don't know,
Glove
man. There's-
is the worst.
Powdered glove
The
or
power,
power?
not the powdered donut glove. That's what I. That's
He's
what
already
you
got
do
that.
with it afterwards.
He's got that crammed
I don't
into
use
the
a
side
glove.
of his chair.
the power glove was awful. It did not work at all.
The power of love. What?
It was on the Goldbergs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. When his dad cut the cord, I was just like,
Hold on. Didn't that just show up in Stranger Things too? The
Power
power
glove?
glove.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think they had that power glove. It was 83 when
Wait,
Stranger Things.
was it?
Nintendo didn't come out till 86.
86.
Here.
Was it? It
Yeah,
wasn't.
it was the
Wizard
Wizard,
there.
yeah.
The Wizard had it.
But here's one that also, because you're talking about a number
Wizards is a
pad.
completely different movie, Scott.
You're talking about a number pad and a controller. What about the Atari Jaguar?
You know,
Terrible.
yeah, the whole thing.
Because I'm building this retro empire and I want one. But the controller, I remember playing it. Yeah, I don't want to play the Jaguar. There's a few games, but
the
there's
Jaguar-
this giant number pad on there. Made no sense to have. It's like I know they were trying to, because they were planning for things to come out, because Atari kept putting those number pads on afterwards.
Right.
That you could
No,
get
I
connectors.
actually had on my, and if you want it, you can probably have it.
Well, you already told me I
had-
could have your 2600.
On the 2600.
I'm taking your
I
2600.
have a number pad.
Do you have the number?
I have the
'Cause
number
You know
pad
what? They had that
because
Elmo game on there.
My dad thought that I should, if I'm going to play these games, I should be getting an education on something. So he bought me one called
not-
a computer program.
Is that truly how he justified it? But Dad, I can learn with this.
I'm not joking. That's exactly what my dad did the same thing.
And then your mom
He
broke
went to the
rules
store.
and said,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
keeping you home from
my mom
school.
didn't care. My mom's like, exactly. My mom's like, no, I want to play it too. My dad's like, oh, we're gonna buy you Donkey
like-
Kong Jr. Math, and I'm like,
She's boring.
I'm like, Mom, please
He's a
don't.
dopey kid. Just let him play columns.
Exactly. He's never gonna amount to anything in life.
He can't learn that. He's too stupid.
It's just stupid.
All he can do is put colors together. He can't even put shapes together. Don't give him
Just- yeah,
Tetris.
don't give him.
Just give him columns.
And if you see the game called
Hold on.
Tetris,
So-
it's too confusing
The,
for
lo-
him.
the long bar with the long L got you every time. didn't
every time it screwed me up. Just,
Yep.
it? I'm out.
3
I'm
seconds
out.
in a little. Rage quit.
I thought you wanted like a dance pad. I thought that would
what's
be the
the-
best.
Oh,
So-
Dance Dance Revolution.
So
with the
we're
pad.
talking the worst peripheral then. Because I think the worst controller is the Genesis. Because I hated that cord.
hold on.
No,
so much.
Hold on, the rifle.
mean the
Although the
Dreamcast?
television
the
is the
light
worst.
rifle for.
Now you're talking peripherals.
But we're talking peripherals.
If we're talking peripherals, there's a lot of bad ones. That robot thing was awful. Remember the
Rob?
robot for
No,
Nintendo?
Rob the Robot is not awful. Rob the Robot is amazing.
Rob the
Even though he
podcaster.
doesn't work,
He doesn't do anything.
just like Rob the podcaster, he was awesome looking.
The aristocrat.
Just like Rob the podcaster.
Unlike Rob the podcaster.
He only had 9 fingers too.
Wow.
You are beautiful, my
yeah,
friend.
yeah. And he only had 4 fingers also, so that's
He did
Hey,
on the
30
one
seconds.
hand. On the one hand, it was broke.
nobody heard it, so
I'm
I stole
surprised
it.
it was your wife. It wasn't your wife that came
No,
in.
she'll
with
say
that.
it in a half hour.
Rob the Robot was amazing. No, but Sega had one. I can't remember the name. I'm trying to look it up here. It was trying to be a virtual reality thing. It's this giant circle that you put together.
I remember that.
It was awful.
That
It never
bombed.
worked. Exactly.
Yeah.
They had that. They had the Rumble backpack
Oh, yeah.
bodysuit.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sega made the worst.
Just a
peripherals.
lot of terrible peripherals.
Just like the 32X.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Wait,
32X
That's my
was
shirt
awful.
size. What are you talking
I
about?
might have a 32X for you.
I know.
too.
I need it because you gave me those games.
Yeah, I have it. I have the games. What? Well,
Oh,
we had
yeah.
a-
No, that
yeah,
was good though. The
That's in my
steering
house
wheel was
now.
good.
On the PlayStation?
I have it in my house.
He
now.
has it.
What was that? The Nintendo thing that was a pad?
The power pad. Yeah, where you did track and field.
We didn't have that.
No, I used to play that when I babysat.
And everybody would run the first time, and then after you did it, you did it with
figure
your
out-
hands.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, because you could run faster with your hands. Nobody ever ran with the power pad.
And then Lil figured out he could make his siblings just do the running. Yes. Oh my God, the ski simulator? They had one?
Oh, downhill
Nice.
racer.
No.
Do you know Nintendo had
That's
an
awful.
exercise bike? They had an exercise
Well,
bike
I
that
know-
you could
I know
connect to your Nintendo system.
serious?
You and I
and
never
bike
did it,
ride.
so it's okay.
I never had it.
No, apparently.
I've seen people find these at like Goodwill stores for like $5, like it's an exercise bike. It's got the Nintendo seal on it, and it actually has a Nintendo controller plug-in.
You need to get
And
that for your
I need to
retro
find
arcade.
it.
Yeah.
I know. Nintendo.
Hey,
They even had the keyboard piano.
I'm going to tell you
Yeah,
right now,
the
don't invite us
piano.
over to play that, though.
Who had the little? Was it one Xbox One or Xbox 360 that had the
Xbone?
little number pad thing? It was like the.
Everything has a number pad.
Well, no, there was one that was like a strict controller that had a number pad.
I think PlayStation had that. The
I don't remember that.
PS1.
It wasn't plug-in. I thought it was infrared, but I don't know. There was one that had a number pad. It was.
This
know.
one's for
Okay.
Don't know.
computer for like
All right.
MMOs.
I'm moving on. We're not getting anywhere with pop culture content. We're just naming things.
That's fine.
Best horror game. This is a tough one. Best
Silent Hill.
Resident
horror
Evil
game.
for the Wii. Was it Resident Evil 4 for the Wii?
The one with the guy with the bag on his head.
I think
That's
so.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is
Resident Evil 4 for the Wii, I think, is the best horror game.
best horror.
Even
game.
though I
But
did
that's pretty-
love
that's
I did
pretty
love the Evil
mainstream.
Dead ones with Ash and stuff because
Those aren't great. I love them because they're Ash, but they're not great.
No, they're not, but they're Ash.
Resident Evil, that 4 is an
Resident Evil 4 is
incredible
great.
game. The Silent Hill games, I like those quite a bit. I find them pretty freaky. But you know what? There's a lot of
Lots of horror games.
horror games that there's a lot of small publishers that made really good ones. I thought you guys would roll
There's
out a
one
couple
in
of
an
those.
arcade. I don't know. I don't think it's House of the Dead, but I think it's one of the. It's part of that series. Actually, it's like you're in a car, and I actually shoved my kids in there, and they were freaking out.
Is it Follows?
No, it's not. It Follows.
Hey kids, let's play It Follows.
That would be a terrible game. But like that thing was pretty.
While
like,
you play some
arcade.
big weird naked guy comes and just sits in there with you.
That is like your favorite part of that movie.
No,
Like,
the
why
naked
is
guy
he
on
on
the
the
roof?
roof? Why is he on the
That
roof?
is the weirdest thing. That part weirds me out, and the giant guy weirds me out too. Remember they're in that
love it.
room, and
What's
then also
he-
that
what's he
giant guy
saying?
walks in.
What's his favorite part?
Not giant guy like you guys. Giant guy like super
Tall.
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 Different. Well, you're pretty tall. Not like you,
All
Squatty.
right. All right. So back to
Jack.
back. Yes. Back to Jack. Back to the horror
Best
games.
horror games.
Best horror games. Anybody got it out? The Haunted House for the Atari 2600.
I would say no, but I love that one.
Castlevania. That's not a horror.
You know,
I wouldn't say that's horror.
It is. Castlevania is horror. Castlevania is one of the first Nintendo horror
I-
games. I can.
Hold on. For impact, I would say Resident Evil
Yeah, those
or
are
the Silent Hill.
Yeah,
Well,
I
for
Resident-
the impact of what they
Resident
did.
Evil, I think.
Hey, Fred.
Especially that first time. The first
Spe-
time you play that, like
Re-
you're
oh, yeah.
walking
Actually,
down the stairs,
Resident
and you see
Evil
that zombie just like
2
pop
was
at
the
you.
one that really did it. One, we had the janky control, so it was kind of.
Yeah, but
it
it's
was
still
good-
like
it was
what you
great.
got on the screen. I mean,
Right. Well, and the
But
things
when
came
you
out of
played-
the mist. Like, oh, it was,
dogs popping everywhere. I mean, it was just
And
crazy.
actually, there's another one, and I'm going to call it a horror game. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's one of these where you have to solve like a murder, and the first part of it is absolutely terrifying. Okay, I've lost it. I can't think of what it's an Xbox game where you have to go Indigo Prophecy. You have to you go in like it's just like
Xbox
mundane.
One? The original. I mean,
Yes.
original Xbox.
Yes, and you end up in this like you're in a club like this, and you just kind of search around, you can't find anything. You finally go out like, oh, here's a room. It's a bathroom. You're like, why am I going into a bathroom? And you find a knife hidden in the under the toilet. And you're like, I don't care. And then all of a sudden, clock, you're out. And then the next thing you know, you're in like this warehouse, and you have to. No, I think it was called Indigo Prophecy. I might be wrong, but it was great. Like I remember playing it, just being very unsettled. It didn't hold me through the end. Like I lost interest at some point, but that is want to happen. But it was really
PlayStation 2 and
Choice.
Xbox.
maybe it's not Indigo Prophecy. That is a good one, but I think it is. But I'm going Resident Evil 4 with you.
Yeah, Resident Evil. I mean,
If I had to throw down on one, that is an incredible horror game.
although Chris bringing up Castlevania, I think it was
But
kind
that's
of
a
the
different
start,
kind.
but it was still horror. I mean, you're fighting Medusa's heads, you're fighting Dracula.
Yeah, but it's not scary. It's more like you're just
But
fighting.
still,
Yeah.
Although you guys
for
heard
an 8-bit Nintendo, yes, Netflix is doing the
Netflix
Castlevania
is doing
series.
a Castlevania series, an animated one, and
No,
Warren
is it
Ellis
animated?
is writing it. Yes,
I didn't hear it was animated. I
it's
thought-
animated. Warren Ellis
even better.
is writing it and show running it, and the producer. Hold on, I took notes. Oh, it's not here. It's on my This Week in Geek notes. It's Avi something, the guy who was the producer on Dread.
Oh, okay.
So I'm down. This is going to be dark and weird and fun.
I can't wait. Castlevania
Can't wait.
is one of my favorite franchises of all time.
All
time.
right, we're going to move on. Let's do the music trivia. What do you say? You guys want to see some music? So this is video game music trivia. We'll play some of this, and then we'll move on to the next music trivia. Give me a second.
Man, everybody's eating these good sandwiches. I need to order me one.
Other than that, I can't.
All right.
Adi Shankar.
I quit.
All right, so we're going to play video game music trivia here,
Okay.
if this works.
Can everybody see the screen?
More importantly, you have to be able to hear.
Hold your.
But seeing's kind of fun.
Take the other mic and hold it up to the.
Can you expand it to be the whole?
Hold on. It's going to get loud.
Do you know who it is? You're gonna plug there.
I will. It's from a channel called TV Trivia.
So this is the description. It's very much Castlevania in the vein of Game of Thrones.
We can't hear it?
Sweet.
Oh,
In
you're
cartoon
killing
form.
me.
What
Talk
game
amongst
is
yourselves.
this?
Oh no, it's telling us the answers.
Okay, hold on.
Terrible. Boo. Everybody can boo Rob if you want.
This is just the intro. Feel free to dance in your seats. It's not dancing, Martha.
Toddler dance.
Club music from Adventure Time. Yes.
The rope. Be a robot.
Okay, you got 15
A little dancing in that seat, rustling up all those goodies just tucked down in there.
seconds.
Right. Hold on.
You know, you got your cookies and your Mountain Drool.
All right, question.
We already saw the answer, Martha. If you know it, yell it out.
Of course, Nathan would know it.
All right. Wait, it's on. Which one?
You got to name it.
Yes.
What is it?
Nailed it.
You never played it like 2 minutes ago, in there. You can eat today. That's good.
Okay, here we go.
This is Halo.
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Yeah, it's all the same thing.
Now, we were playing this today, and when I saw the names, you're like, oh, I remember these.
I know, I was just like, we were just playing this, Alex. I'm like, what?
Alex, you are going to lose your spot in the house.
You've been voted off by the house.
Silent Hill.
Now, this one got me. I don't know if this is from the original Silent Hill, 'cause it doesn't sound like it. Final Fantasy? Oh, no.
What is
Black
it?
Ops.
Black Ops.
Nobody's getting these except Alex. Alex, you win.
All right, here's another one.
Alex? Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Blue Emerald level 1.
Who plays these games?
I do.
I was too old to play these games. I went right to the.
Oh, we got this as a wedding present.
That's an indicator.
I bet it is. I just started playing. Sounds like Skyrim. Teresa got that one.
Nice.
I'm going to wait to play
Yeah,
it when I,
Skyrim.
It's an old.
I'm going to wait to
Scrolls
play
is
it when I get my Switch.
E.T. the garbage dumpster.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This could be Temple of Doom.
Final Fantasy.
Which one?
7.
7.
14?
It's been a long time since I played Final Fantasy 7.
What are they on? Final
PS2.
Fantasy 2001?
Yeah.
Popeye the arcade game.
It's a great game.
Is it Yoshi?
That's what we should be listening to.
Oh, The Last of Us. I've been playing this
What is it?
one. The Last of Us. It's amazing. That looks like Chris Pratt.
Muppets,
Come on.
the video game.
Nope, you lose.
Sci-fi.
Excite Bike.
YouTube called cease and desist or Halo, yeah.
Wow, that was fast.
He's playing it right now. What are you talking about? On the clock.
On the clock. It's not even working.
He just comes in and plays Pokemon. That's all right.
That's your jam? That's one of your jams, yes.
He plays like 5,000 games.
What? Oh, we already did Sonic.
Is that the only one you knew?
Yep, the first one.
Yep. You were playing it today on my Game Night.
NWA.
WWE.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
GTA.
I didn't hear you yelling out, Fred.
Fred knows them all. He wrote them.
It is. I bet it is. I started thinking that was. Luigi's Haunted
You're a
Mansion.
prodigy.
No!
Candy Crush.
It does sound like Luigi's Haunted Mansion. though.
You fail, Alex.
Luigi's Haunted Mansion. I'm kidding. Yeah, but which Tomb Raider?
Dance Dance Revolution.
Sugar Rush?
Step it up.
God damn it.
What is this?
Plants vs. Zombies.
Alex.
Have that game, Alex.
Fail. I don't hear any salmons yelling out either. F-Troop the game.
Kale's baby.
Star Fox.
Oh,
What's
this,
Star Fox?
Fox, watch out. No.
no, it's the worst.
No.
Did we already
I think
say-
every one of them is until you're right.
What's this?
Resident Evil.
I was actually going to say that too. That's
Were
scary.
you?
I have no idea about these. I don't play these games. I don't like. I listen to the intro music.
Come on, guys.
Oh, I know this one.
No.
It's Alf.
Yes.
Which one?
The Legend of Zelda Part 1.
Yes.
First.
Not,
I thought he
The
said
Legend
Dota.
of
not
Zelda.
Legacy. Legend of Zelda.
That's Adventures of Link.
When are you playing the Pong thing?
Kingdom Hearts is awesome.
We have that game somewhere at home.
This actually may be it.
Mega Man. See, I never played Mega Man.
This was the first Mega Man, the main.
No, people love it. I've never played it.
I love it. I have 3 copies of Mega Man 2. Donkey Kong.
Right,
Tonga.
read the game.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Right, said Fred. Eight-bit.
I love that.
I love 8-bit video games.
8-bit.
So do I.
8-bit's better than stuff now.
That's it.
Hey! I got none of all of them.
playing.
I can't go Contra or Ninja Gaiden.
Go Shinobi. I would have known that.
Shinobi.
There we go.
That was the
That was
best
fun.
game.
That was something different.
It was.
Punch Out.
My mom-
Body blow.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing.
Soda Popinski.
Oh, we're going to do a round table here, like we haven't already been kind of doing
I was
that.
gonna say, isn't that what we're doing?
Are we
No,
going
not
in-
really.
are we-
We
we're
were
going in
doing
a
some-
squared circle. Best WWE performers,
Close all
go.
tabs.
And
Mankind.
You try to do it
And
left-handed. It's the worst.
It's a
There we go. All right. Well, I can't do it left-handed. I hate these pads. And you kids get off my lawn.
I hate these computers with screens.
So
Computers.
this is going to be more of a round table. We won't make it super long because it might get boring to people.
Peter.
But since it is video game night, I want to get into a little depth on here. And you're going to be important in this. You're not, and you are.
what?
Okay. So the round table is going to be about.
Thank you.
Well, you will be about some of it, maybe.
No.
First of all, I wrote down the topics of cheats and mods, emulators. We'll start there. So you're doing an emulator right now, right?
I have an emulator.
You have an emulator, and you guys do emulators, right?
Yeah, we have. We're not doing them right now, though.
Okay.
But we should, because
So
we have.
does anyone else know
remember-
what they are?
This is being recorded. Remember.
That's all right. Emulators are legal.
I'm teasing.
No.
Sure they are.
Using them for educational purposes and probably running software you already own could
A little
be a gray
has-
area.
A museum.
Yes.
So
I wish.
Just as people who have Plex servers and have ripped their own media and just choose not to walk over and pick up the DVD and put it in, also probably legal. But gray areas.
gray areas.
Yeah.
So
long as
see,
you're
I
not
thought
making a
I thought
profit.
emulators were legal. I know that the
Okay,
licensing on the
Axnar.
games and all that get a little sketchy, but
A
they're
little
pretty readily
Axnar.
available out
Can you
there. So an emulator, what it is you can put. It's not a hardware thing; it's a software thing, correct?
Well, yeah, but you need the hardware for it, of course.
right,
but,
right. But if you have like a decent PC,
But
you can put an emulator on
But
it.
not even that. You don't even need a PC. You Raspberry Pi. The NES Classic Edition that Nintendo's selling right now for $60, if you can find it, is an emulator.
Okay.
That's because they threw multiple games built
Right,
in.
you can
Right, and you can
put a
hack it
ton
to
of
get
games.
in,
And
right?
it
Just like
has
those-
been
yeah.
hacked. Yeah, you could put the entire Nintendo, original Nintendo library on it now.
yeah, people,
So
people have hacked
basically,
it.
you're hacking these things and taking.
But even not hacking, even in itself, as you open it out of the box and hook it up, that is considered an emulator.
Correct.
Because it is not the original.
It's not cartridges or anything. It's got 200 games or 60 games.
But hold on.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
On
an
a
emulator
chip.
be considered something that doesn't come from the company itself to run another game? So I mean, even though it's
Not
Nintendo,
necessarily.
Nintendo is running their platform on their game system.
Right, but
No, I think
they're still emulating the game.
Okay.
Right.
I guess
you're
technically.
emulating
digitally.
the original
yeah.
hardware is what you're emulating.
Right.
Well,
right. It's like I remember
That's
buying,
a loose definition hardware
now,
for what they were
but
running. it on.
that brings up a question. So if you buy the Sega library on the Xbox, you can buy the game library.
Right.
That is essentially an emulator too, even though it's software.
Right, and
it is
that's-
emulating
that's
it because
purchased.
it plays differently. So we're getting into purchased and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that for the PlayStation 3. It's like 40 Sega Genesis games.
Right.
And the way those work is
It's called
that
podcasting, Scott.
they install a shell
Professional. I
that's
mean,
basically the old OS.
Right.
And then they run the games within that.
Right. And
So
that is at its root essentially an emulator.
Yes.
That's what I'm getting at. But what we're talking about for you guys that your neighbors may possibly have, somebody in your time zone might have, are these emulators where you take like Raspberry Pi and then you download the software and it can be like the entire Nintendo library. So you're not paying for each individual game.
yeah, which I have. Yeah.
Which see, this brings. I mean, this could be a topic for a whole night because I think with a lot of this stuff, if we live in an age where that stuff could be readily available, if it's readily available and they put a price tag on it, I think people would pay for it.
Well,
It's when they
people
choke the
are.
market that it causes this kind of behavior where you go, hey, I should be able, like, if I want to watch a Marx Brothers movie, they're digital, they're out there. I should be able to get them at any time. Yet you go on, and yeah, you might be able to find it at Apple, but they're charging $20 for a download of a movie from the 40s, and you go, wait a minute. Next month they do a sale where they're $1. There's something wrong. There's a discrepancy in the pricing. They should all be readily available. And I just brought one up that is available, but there are also a lot that are not. And I think
Right.
games, these are digital things. They could have a second life by making them available. If you took the entire Nintendo library and you said $5 a game, any game you want, I would pay it. No. You want it cheaper, I get it, but they
you
could
can find
make
most
money.
on a cartridge less than that.
Yeah, but you got to have the hardware, you got to have the stuff. Martha wants
Yeah,
to get
it's
rid of all of
easy.
it.
Well, okay, I get that. Right, the Wii U, the Wii, all.
Yeah, but we don't
those
have that
eShops.
stuff. So then that's when you go into the emulator.
A lot of those games, like sometimes the original rights holders a lot of those games,
Call
especially
podcast,
going back,
Scott.
especially going back to the games of the '80s, the original rights holders have been dissolved, or
Right.
they're no longer around.
Well, that's
And
just like the
But
music
somebody
industry.
bought-
too.
even
somebody
if somebody
bought all
like
that stuff.
Nintendo wanted to do that, there literally is nobody that owns the rights to those games.
Right.
So they're only living through
emulation and yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, personally, I don't really have a problem with emulation. I think that it should force the market to bring this stuff forward so we can really do this. Give these games a second life. Give these things something that you can purchase.
But on some of these games, wasn't the charm of playing Donkey Kong playing it on the crappy controllers that was
yeah,
on there?
but you know what?
In that
Once again,
system
not
instead of
everybody's
speed?
going to have that.
Or
I would like to
Pac-Man?
be able to revisit some of those and play it.
Well, some
I
of
would
them,
even
yeah.
like. I don't want to spend money to get Pac-Man on Atari 2600, but if I had an emulator that had it on it, I might play it for 5 minutes and go like.
But Pac-Man
all right.
isn't the same unless you're standing over a box and playing
Right,
art
I'm
Pac-Man.
just saying it's fun to
Or
revisit.
Joust or whatever those
or
games were.
Adventure from Atari. A horrible game. I would
Right.
play that right now. Those big duck-looking dinosaurs. That hidden key, awesome.
I love Joust.
That's
That
not
was
Joust.
great.
That was Adventure.
Well, I'm saying, but Joust, because you said Joust first, and then Adventure, Donkey Kong, all those games. You're right. I mean, but they do that. Like Atari has been doing emulators for a long time. You buy the Atari, kind of like what Nintendo's doing Classic,
Right.
with 100 built-in games.
Yes,
and, it's
and
there.
those are emulators.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down with that. I like that.
I agree with you. I think there should be more. There's companies that are coming out with more. There's people trying to make more. There's a lot of Kickstarters out there with people trying to get rights. Sega has failed in this because they keep giving theirs to a third party, and they're terrible emulators.
Right. Well, that's the problem too. If you don't have somebody overseeing it that can actually do it proper,
Right. Well,
then you end up with this garbage.
that's why the Nintendo one is so sought after, because it's actually Nintendo's actually making it. They made a
Right.
Famicom version.
Now, how long
Although the
before
Famicom version,
why won't they make emulators that you can take on your mobile device of the Nintendo games?
They do.
they
Do
will.
they?
Yeah, Android.
They call it.
Well, they have
Nintendo does?
not Nintendo.
Well, no,
you can hack.
it's not.
No,
There's-
I mean
It's
Nintendo.
not legit.
Nintendo, if they sold.
Nintendo has a horrible grasp on the mobile market right now. Just give them 20 years, they might figure it out.
I think
20
sooner.
years from now, we'll figure
I
other
think
things
Mario
out.
Run is their new kind of their foothold, and I think they're going to go back to that, just like they did with all their games. Like you go back and you look at how many times Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3 were re-released for every system they had. Game Boy Advance came out with them. Like every time, Super Nintendo had all those games on it. Then they had the collection on the Wii and everything. They keep doing it, and people keep buying it. So that's
Sure.
what they're going to do.
It's
And-
like Star Wars. You buy it in every format.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Over and over. All right. So, what about cheats and mods? Like, I was bringing up the fact, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, I just started playing Skyrim for the first time, and I love it. It's amazing. And they went, yeah, it's so amazing. Those mods are great.
Yes.
I'm playing
I don't know what you mean.
on a PlayStation 3. You can't play mods on there,
No,
right?
you got to
So,
get a
the
PC.
you got to do it on a
You guys-
PC.
so
I'm not
PC.
going to
Yeah,
be doing
and
that.
you can turn all of the dragons into Thomas the Train engines.
Okay, so that's the kind of mods you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what? That's just like, to
Why,
me.
why would you do that though?
Yeah,
Because
to me
it's funny.
personally.
Because you have nothing better to do.
Yeah,
so
but
you
to me,
just
to me
keep
personally,
going.
I don't
it's
got
just
time
like
for
it's
that.
just like when you can
It's
set
a
up your
different
character,
pixel, that's all.
change their skin color and change their hair, and I don't care about that. Just random.
But-
Let's go.
Well, yeah,
That's
but
how I
some
feel
of the
about it.
some of the mods are fun. Like Civilization has mods where you can rename all the cities after Nintendo stuff. Why
What about,
have
like,
Rome
Call of
when
Duty
you
with
can have
zombie
It's like a lot of
Princess
work.
Peach Castle? No, it's not. You just
Seems
install.
like a lot of work.
No, you install the mod and then you run it at launch, and there you go.
But you got to do it on a PC.
It's on PC.
All right. We have Mac.
Sorry.
We have Mac. Well, we have a PC. It's right here.
You
Makes
can
me angry.
install Parallels or Boot Camp, and you could still run Windows stuff on a Mac. So there
All
you
right.
go. There you go.
All right. Good to know. Now you're running yours on your TV. You're watching your stuff on your TV and playing that way, right?
Yeah.
And are you able to use? You have like a game controller that you use.
Right, I have a Super Nintendo controller, like a USB knockoff Super Nintendo controller. That
Oh,
plays
sweet.
mine.
And that works well.
And
huh?
it plays, yeah. So
I got the NES one for Christmas. Yeah.
so it can play. So I have on there. I have every Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega Master System, and I'll probably end up getting a card with all the. I want the Game Boy and those, and I can still get those. So
Sweet.
I don't have those yet, but I'll be getting them.
All right. Now you don't do any of this type of gaming, right, Chris? At all? You don't
No,
have time, but you're not into that.
No, not much. I mean, if I do a PC game, a random PC game every once in a while.
Right. Well, you like Warcraft, like MMO stuff.
Right, I do like the MMO stuff, and there's some like little one-off stuff that's okay. It's just again, I don't have the time to devote to it. So now this, I mean, all the stuff that's on here is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's all on the phone. And that brings up another topic that actually Teresa had brought up was mobile games, how they've evolved, how they've changed. I think it's funny that like Telltale put out this Batman game that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great. I can't
It's
wait for
absolutely
Guardians of the
great.
Galaxy.
right.
You were right. I know the Guardians game. It's going to be fantastic, and they're like iPad games. They're amazing.
Well, I mean, the power of
Completely
these things.
different type of gameplay though. When you try like the Walking Dead one, which is so great on the iPad from Telltale,
Right.
When I played it on the 360, I was kind of bored. I was like, I didn't really like the action to it.
Well,
It's different
the
on a thing like that.
And I gave up in the first episode. And
Yeah.
she finished the game, but I was just bored.
Yeah,
Really?
It's
I liked
interesting.
it. I thought it was. I liked the story. It's like I was
Yeah.
watching a cartoon. I mean, that's where I got to control a little bit of it. You know, like hit B, hit X, hit Y.
He looked a lot like Archer. It was really hard to take him seriously.
Batman
yeah,
looked like Archer.
The Bruce Wayne
Bruce Wayne did look
model
like
looked
Archer.
like
you want
Sterling
bats?
Archer.
That's how you get bats. So the Nintendo Switch is coming.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you guys have some thoughts on it. I don't know much about it other than the few things I've read. Is anybody up on this Nintendo Switch thing? It's their new console. Anybody know about it?
A little bit.
I know.
Yeah, here's the deal.
I love it.
Everything I've read,
Can't wait.
you love it.
Can't wait.
Everything I've read, when it first was announced, people were like, yes! And then day two, where all the articles saying, if you want it, though, it's $90 for this and another $75 for this.
Yeah.
And-
It's
I mean, you're gonna
expensive.
spend $600 by the time you've got the basic setup that you want to be able to play the games.
No.
$5.99.
No, because it's going to be.
It's $90 for the dock.
But it comes
No, that
with
comes
it.
with
That's
it.
not separate. It's it's $90 for an extra dock. So if I want a dock downstairs and I want a dock upstairs, I buy an extra dock.
Which you will.
The whole system comes in. No, I won't. I'll have it on the one TV, and if I want to play it somewhere else, that's why you could take it portably and play it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the
I mean,
thing.
that's
It comes
the
with
point
that.
of the Switch. I mean, I get the only thing about the pricing to me that bothers me is that we don't get a pack in, and I don't want to pack in like Mario. I want a basic pack in like how the Wii, especially because this is different. Because the Joy-Con
Right,
controllers,
we had the Wii Sports.
yeah, and it was
a great pack-in.
That was a demo pack-in. Everyone loved it. You played a couple rounds of bowling and you're done. It got you addicted. It got you learning about the game.
You had to have more after playing
With the
that.
Joy-Con controllers, they've got some stuff that these things can do, and that's why they're so expensive, because their sensitivity and what they're able to do, like in your hands when you're playing the games. From everybody I've heard and listened to that has actually played these and held these in their hands, when you're playing games like that boxing one, Arms, like you forget that you even have these Joy-Cons in your hands because because of the feel. It kind of immerses you in the game.
Okay, so
differently like than the Wii. I think it's like a next step from the Wiimotes.
Yeah, because the Wii remote, you do know you're holding it the entire time.
Right. You got this giant, whatever
Right.
in
Yeah.
your hand.
Brick.
I don't want to make the motions. Yes.
Giant shake weight.
So what you're getting is a mobile.
You're,
You can buy a dock.
no, you get the
comes with a
dock.
dock.
So for
Yeah,
so
explain it to Martha.
it's $300. You get the dock for the TV. You get the game pad, which is the screen, and you get the two Joy-Cons, a right and a left, and then you get the base. So when you hook it up, you can put the base for the Joy-Cons and have a regular controller system. What's extra is the Pro type controller. So if you want like a 360 version of the controller, it's got all the thing is the reason why it's a little more expensive than going and getting a $50 controller. But even now, I mean, if you get an Xbox One controller, it's $65 at most places, regular price.
They're not cheap.
So you're not going that far out of the realm. But what it can do, the sensitivity and all this stuff in there, the stuff that they built into it, it costs a lot of money to do. Right. Exactly, and that's why I love Nintendo. I mean, yes, Nintendo has had the systems that, like the GameCube, they wanted to make it portable. That's why they
put
put
that
the
handle
handle
on
on
it.
it. And
That was a fail, but you know what? I loved the GameCube.
the GameCube is a great system.
It's an amazing system. The
And
games on it were great.
And the GameCube was the first system we had where the wireless controller, the Wavebird, was the best working wireless controller up
was.
until that
Those
time.
are
And I love it.
amazing.
I still use mine. Mine are still working perfectly.
Yeah.
Actually, we just redid everything. I just put it back up so that we can play that again. I preferred it way over the Wii. The Wii, I just didn't like. I like to play it like an arcade, or a controller. And the Wii, I couldn't stand that. So I'd always plug in my my
Your
GameCube
Wavebird,
controller,
yeah, on the top. Yeah.
But then I kept playing the games that I played on the GameCube. So I said, why am I doing this?
So that's what I liked about that they had a backwards compatibility. But so the Joy-Con controllers, if you want to buy a second set of controllers, those are pretty expensive. I think it's $79 for the set. But the cool thing about that is like you have two, and you can actually take the game. Like if you brought it here, you can actually set the screen up. You could pull the controllers apart and play games with somebody else next to you on the 7-inch screen.
And then you need the dock to put it on a TV.
Yeah, you just need the dock to put it on a TV when you get it home. So when you're on the go traveling, you got it on the go. You pop it back in the TV and you continue your game.
So the system is the pad. It's basically an iPad, right, or whatever. It's a tablet.
Yeah. But the screen goes 720 on the screen for the high defness, which is fine. People are like,
But
it's not high def.
on
It's
this,
720.
yeah. But what about TV? It's whatever.
TV goes to 1080p.
1080.
Which I get. People are, 4K. Who cares?
Yeah, who
You know,
cares?
I mean, like, really,
That'd be
it's
outrageous.
about the gameplay. That's
Right.
what Nintendo's always been about. They can make things look pretty if they wanted to, but is it fun? And
Right.
that's what I love about this. There's no game that PlayStation or Xbox has that's more fun than Mario Kart.
The only thing
Yeah.
about that is when the Mario games are the the best gameplay always. But
Always.
but when I switched to the PlayStation 3 and I played something like Little Big Planet, which is an amazing game also, and amazing graphics, I can't help but think how much better the Mario experience would be if they could get it to that level of graphic storytelling.
I think Mario, what is Odyssey? I think you might get that.
I don't like the 3D Marios, is my other thing. I don't like the side-scrolling Marios, but yeah, I mean, I play Little Big Planet. What's the game on the Xbox we're playing? You're the yarn guy.
No.
Unravel.
Unravel.
Unravel. It's amazing, and it's this little yarn guy going through this person's backyard, and it's these rocks and grass and everything, just incredibly drawn, and it immerses you so well into this. And I can't help but wonder if Nintendo could just push a little harder on graphics. Like they've been innovating the gameplay for 30 years now. Push the graphics. It won't hurt you.
But I get it, and I'm not going to defend it that they couldn't or they shouldn't. But if they're innovating the gameplay and the controllers and everything, and we're already getting a $300 system, how much more do you think it's going to cost to upgrade that to 4K and then have everything else 4K? Because people aren't going to pay for it. People are going to go $300 for a Wii. I mean, when the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One came, but the Xbox One S is out now for $249.
Yeah,
that's
what
why
we have.
I bought it because I got it at Kohl's with $75 in Kohl's cash. So yeah, $175 for a Xbox One S.
Yeah.
I'm there, but I'm not going to pay when it first came out. It was $500.
Right.
I stayed away. I'm like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
And like, if they're going to do that with, if they're going to do that because they're going to up the graphics, I don't want to play it. And that's what Nintendo's trying to get everybody. I get what you're saying. But to me, the 4K graphics versus 1080p graphics doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, 1080. I think at least if you're at 1080, that's the baseline at least. But I just don't see them even pushing that. Push the realism just a little bit more on those, just a little more detail in the the turtles that you're stomping on or whatever.
But the detail isn't about the graphics; it's about the processing speed, and that's where the issue is of the realism of those graphics. They can create the world and do the little vignettes, but to do it all the time, it's a processor issue. It isn't a 1080 is. You watch a football game in regular 720 1080.
I've noticed
you can see the sweat. You don't need to be like sitting next to me to see the game. I mean, that's the difference between 1080 and 4K.
Yeah.
And it's great, but do we really need that? Because that's going to be a processing nightmare.
It still feels like Nintendo's at just barely above Super Nintendo graphics levels is the problem.
Sure.
I mean, their gameplay is always amazing, and
it really depends
16,
on
right?
it depends on the game.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you're right. As far as pushing the graphics, that's what the other systems are for. Nintendo should be about the gameplay.
But
they don't need to go
catch up with the
4K.
Yeah.
Why do they have to catch up? I can have my Xbox and I can have my Nintendo. I don't need. I want one system?
Why do I have to have two? I want to play Mario that looks amazing with amazing detail in the stones.
I'll
and the
take an
grass.
8-bit that
Mario,
looks
exactly.
that
I mean,
works. If the gameplay is that
I play
good,
Super Mario 3 and Super Mario World, and to me, it's no difference. I mean, those are amazing games, and they're still
they
going to be great.
absolutely are.
And then with the Mario 3D World on the Wii U, I love that game. I
Yes,
don't need
we
to
love
look,
it too.
What's the next level for that? That's like a cartoon playing. I'm not in a real world. I get if you want to argue like Zelda's Breath of the Wild. Like maybe it should look a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe something like that, a more
newer,
detailed cartoon.
But I mean, those games aren't coming. They're few and far between for Nintendo. That's not what Nintendo is about.
I just see so many opportunities. Oh, sorry. What were we like the Mario Party games? I mean, those aren't even like those are gameplay too. But I watch these and I still see like clipping. Where the model's like slightly off. The model's not completely joined together. And this is on the Wii U. And the model of like the character moving around still has like a sharp edge near like something else. And I'm like, this is... You've been at this for 30 years.
Are you playing Mario Party for that? Or are you playing it for the party and playing it with your friends? I mean, that's what I'm playing Mario Party for.
It's just hard to stay immersed when
I
something
have
takes
never
you
had
out.
that problem. That's why I mean, I didn't like. Yeah, why do you hate Mario Party so much?
It's a party.
Are you playing Mario Party right now? What are you doing with it?
Well,
You know what? I'm not a fan of
Are you
Mario
on?
Party.
Fred,
His mic's not on?
Or turn it up.
Try it now, Fred.
Hello, Clarice.
There's no on off.
definitely
on that one?
no. Sorry. Is he on the bottom?
Hold on, man. I've got you on here. Try it now.
Hello, hello. Hear me?
No. That's the Lil trick.
I just yell. You don't love Mario?
Internet, hear me.
Don't you love Mario? No, I think the question is about Nintendo
yeah, I heard it.
versus the other systems. It's a different extendra. It's like Disney World versus Universal Studios. You get what I'm saying? It's a different system in general. They're not trying to bring reality of realism or special effects of
I
the
can hear
highest
a little bit,
graphics.
Rob.
It's about story play. It's about the gameplay. The way they immerse you is just keeping true what Nintendo did on the first day they came out.
And they do that, and they've been doing it for decades. I'm like, surely you've got that point now. Now push the graphics just a little.
Well,
That's all
I mean,
want.
generally, why? I mean, they can't compete between PlayStation and Xbox. Yeah. It just
It doesn't-
I'm just talking loud.
Yeah.
They don't have that money to do that.
No.
I mean,
But it doesn't feel like they're a generation behind. It always feels like they're like 2.5 generations
But
behind.
you got to understand
as
for
graphics-
who's
what was like
their
Ocarina
audience.
of Time behind?
doing nothing.
I didn't think Ocarina of Time. I didn't think the Zelda, those big
Right,
ones
the-
were behind it graphically at all.
Wind Waker. I mean, like and you look at the gameplay, and the games that like really do well for them are games
Sure.
that everyone plays. Smash Brothers,
Yeah.
Mario Kart, and
Yeah.
a lot of it we're talking Mario, but that's what they do. I mean, the Wii
Sure.
sold over 100 million units.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was
had
graphically
one.
behind the 360 and the PS3 and everything.
Yeah.
But it sold 100 million units. So
Yeah,
why
it's-
does Nintendo have to change?
It's a niche. It's
Because the
honestly-
Wii U sold something like 10 million.
It sold 15, but
15,
yes,
yeah.
because they screwed up. They screwed up on the Wii U because number one, they didn't market it well.
Marketing was trash.
People thought it was a peripheral. They
Right.
thought it was just an extra pad to buy for you because the base looked just like a Wii, just a black
Yeah.
Wii. I mean, it just didn't look right. They didn't do it right.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
look at the Wii U and some of the games for
No.
it, some of the games are terrific. I
They
love
are.
the Wii U.
Oh, we love it. We love the
Um,
games, but
I don't. But again, like I worry if Nintendo tries to compete in the graphics and all the other stuff,
They're gonna
then
lose
they're
out.
Yeah, they're gonna number one overcharge for what that system is worth because they're looking at things like the Joy-Con controllers, which these guys are doing. And what happened after the Wii? Kinect came out. PlayStation Move came out. All those things which they failed at because they can't see that way. When you're looking at an immersive story, I'm looking at a story that's going to immerse me, not what I'm seeing visually. And I think that's the best thing about Nintendo is the imagination piece.
Yeah.
You know, I can live in an 8-bit world and I can visualize it. I don't need.
I
don't
still
need it
play
to
those,
tell
and
me.
I still play it. Enjoy those old games too.
Yeah. But it's
can-
their niche. I mean, if they change or do, I'm not saying they shouldn't change. They can change some games, but like when you talk about Mario in general, they're not gonna make Mario.
I don't
look
need a
realistic.
lifelike Pikachu.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
like,
not
I
gonna
don't
do
need-
it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like
They're just not
you
gonna
look
do
at
it.
you look at their games and what they have, like Donkey Kong
Frustrated.
Country. Do I need like the Kong in the Skull Island movies to see on the gameplay as Donkey Kong? No, I don't need that. I need a brown DK with the tie
Yeah.
and goofing around. Like that's the fun of it.
And it's marketed as a family system, as generally as a family system, meaning all your kids under age of 5 can play, and all the way up to the age of 15, and then you play with your kids at that age. It's just a different niche. I mean, their whole marketing is to get the loss what PlayStation and Xboxes are missing out. So like, hey, this system not for you. well, welcome to Nintendo. That's kind of like how their niche is.
Right, and most people.
I've been with Nintendo ever since the original NES, and I've loved these games, and I had always appreciated what they do with these games. I just always feel like they're so good at what they do, and all they would need to do is turn that one knob a little more to make the graphics
Push
a
the
little
red button.
But see, when the 64 came out, they were ahead of everyone with the 64.
They stuck with cartridges instead of going to CD.
But they were still ahead. They were because the PlayStation 1 was out, the Sega Saturn was out. They were ahead. That system, the power of that system, they did screw up with the cartridge instead of going to CD. That's why they tried to do that DD system. They failed.
That was awful.
But they was ahead. He's
But
right.
they were ahead.
They had 007.
And it did. Oh my
Yeah.
god! I mean, the first one.
That was the first one to have like a awesome.
But that system in their eyes, coming off the systems where Nintendo, they were ahead because I mean they were I consider them the first at that point because everything else was living in 4-bit Pong world still.
Yeah.
But then Super Nintendo, they were behind. TurboGrafx was ahead of that release. Yes, Super Nintendo, when it came out, it then beat them all. But it was 2 years after the Genesis. It was all these things. So, but they still held the market for all that time. 64 is when they started slipping the market. And then you have Sony coming in with the PlayStation 2, adding a DVD player, which is why that system is the number one selling system ever made.
Yeah.
It's not because it was the games were great, which they were some
They
great
were
games
amazing.
for it, but because it had a DVD player, everyone bought DVDs at the time. It was the cheapest DVD player on the market. It was a Sony
Hold on.
DVD player.
Yeah.
You got to play a DVD and play games.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
was
Well, and it's not just a DVD player. It was the first Blu-ray DVD player.
Well, that's
PS-
the PlayStation
like-
3.
That's a
Yeah,
three.
the
The
3 was.
PlayStation 3 was a Blu-ray.
And that's why I bought a PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
the first. It was the first Blu-ray. I get a game system and a Blu-ray player, and I paid
half the
$100
price
more.
for a Blu-ray at the
Right.
time.
Yeah, but now at this point, like, you could have that, and I could have my Nintendo because I could have that for my DVDs, my Blu-rays, my 4K players. Still play some good games there, and then I could have my
That's all I'm
Switch,
playing
and
right
I could
now.
have all that stuff.
Yeah, the
playing the
Nintendo
PlayStation
system's
3
always
only right
first
now.
for us. I mean, the Wii U gets the most play of the systems. We pretty much, well, except the PC that she plays, but the Wii U is pretty much the main console. And we've had the NES, the Super Nintendo, the 64, the Cube, the Wii, the Wii U, and we'll probably get the Switch, after a couple months. But I guess it's.
Waiting for
I guess
that price
it's like
to come
having
down.
a kid that's really good at something, but they could do better at with just a little more effort. Or,
I mean, but I think you can say that about any of these. I mean, you're looking at right now the Xbox One S. They're shoving that down our throat when they've got another Xbox coming. Coming in the
very
wings
soon.
very
Right.
soon.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, what's going on there with Microsoft? Sony's doing the same thing. Sony came out with the PlayStation Pro and all this stuff. So it's like,
Right.
exactly. And who did that and got crushed? Sega.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they 32X and then they brought out the Saturn and then that all of it because then everybody didn't care anymore. I agree.
Where this is this with the I mean, the graphic stuff is out of control now. It's like a 6-month shelf life, if that.
Right.
So they're doing it back when Sega did it. It was still a year or a year and a half.
Yeah, probably longer. Yeah.
A little bit longer, and they just Sega just didn't pull the trigger because they didn't have the money. Cause,
Yeah, I mean the Genesis ran for them about 10 years.
Right. Well, and then they Dreamcasted and
Well,
the
they
Dreamcast
were
was like a cry for help. Like, we're sinking. Let's help ourselves by putting out the Dreamcast. And
But I do love the Dreamcast.
But see, the Dreamcast
It had
the
some great games
Dreamcast
on
It was an amazing
would
system.
have been successful if they put in the DVD player a year before the PlayStation came
Right.
out.
That was a
Because
big
that's what-
mistake.
And they didn't have the money. I mean, just like.
Well,
we're
the
talking about
other
Nintendo
problem
now.
they had is they weren't playing ball with third parties the right way.
Oh yeah.
So they
Well,
had too
and that's-
small a library, and that opened the door for Sony to come in and say, "Hey, everybody can make our games."
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, but the thing was, third parties got mad at them because of the Saturn. They lost out on the
Right.
Saturn because of how the Saturn was launched. Because they didn't give the
But
developers enough
they
time.
also got mad
and-
because they weren't working with them.
Oh yeah. I
So,
mean,
all
but-
All right, I'm going to shift gears.
Yeah, we've talked
because this sounds like it's its own podcast. We've got like 10 other subjects to go through. I'm going to do some trivia.
Okay.
All right, so listen up. Here we go. What is the current record holder for the best-selling game? Oh, if you get it wrong, you have to cut a finger off. Sorry, Nathan. I should have said that first. Alil, we're crossing the streams.
I'm going to go.
What
with
is the...
Myst.
Yeah, go ahead.
Myst.
Myst? Anyone else? It says, what is the current record holder as the best-selling game?
I'm going to say Warcraft.
Just game.
Are we talking money or are we talking
What's
dollars
great
or
is nobody has said it. It's The Sims.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, Rob's trick questioning.
Now, what?
All right,
Tetris
Rain
are-
Man.
Are you
Somebody
talking
throw
about the
some
Tetris
net
for the
matches
Game
back
Boy
here.
or
See if you
Tetris
can
for the
count them
NES?
on the fly.
Or the Tenjin Tetris.
We're
Which
talking
Tetris are we
Russian
talking
sales.
about?
We're talking unaccounted for Russian sales.
Yes. Alil, you've already spoiled this question. The 32X was an add-on for what game console?
Sega Genesis.
Sega Genesis. I might have one in my
In
garage.
television.
Side talking is a derogatory reference to what game console?
Do the BG.
Side talking. Yes.
What?
The Nokia N-Gage.
The Nokia
that
N-Gage.
terrible portable that Nokia tried to make a phone with.
Whatever you do, don't use a microphone, Scott. That was perfect.
It was it's a Nokia mobile phone that took game cartridges, but it was kind of shaped like a taco. So you had to hold
Like
it
a vibrator.
sideways.
I
to
will
fit it
always
in,
take a taco.
And
you know
you
what's
had to
funny?
take out the battery to change
Is that what they
game
call you,
cartridges.
Taco Rob?
You know what's even funnier about that he didn't have the microphone? Somebody wrote on here, it would help. Scott was talking, and somebody wrote, it would help if the audience member had a microphone.
No, it would help if he used
He
the microphone.
did have a microphone. There we go. So there you go, Scott. The word Tetris is a combination of which two words?
Tet and wrist.
Tetris.
The word Tetris is the combination of what two words?
Tinnitus and...
We stumped him.
Oh, you don't know?
Loser.
I thought you knew everything about Tetris.
Yeah, because it didn't outsell The Sims. I know that.
Did you know that it was the
Tetris, what is it? Come on, somebody's got to be like an English major in here. They can at least figure half of it out.
TARDIS and I don't know.
Well,
it's not a Doctor Who reference.
Tetra. It is Tetra and tennis because, you're hitting a ball around. It makes no sense. But that's what it is.
You're not hitting a ball. Though.
That's the secret of playing.
What was the last game console developed by Atari?
Jaguar.
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 Yeah.
I said it already.
Yep,
So
you said it already. And how many
waiting.
buttons did the Jaguar controller feature, not counting the D-pad? The Jaguar
2,
controller.
3,
How many did it have, not
4,
counting
5,
the D-pad?
6, 7, 8, 8.
I can't see it.
He's old like we are. He can't see.
He doesn't read.
I can't
8.
read.
8.
I'm gonna go.
Eight
with-
or
His
10.
mom
I'm gonna
kept
go
him
with-
out of school, so he never learned to
Yeah,
read.
she kept me out of
16?
school. Played columns. 14.
16.
Any other guesses? 16, 10,
I said
14.
8.
I'm thinking the number pad, right?
19.
What?
12.
Because
was
they had
the
the number pad.
And then you'd
And the
have
triggers.
7.
Yeah. The
And then like a
Start.
start. And yeah, trigger.
The shiny red button that restarts the universe, that was on there?
it was-
Ridiculous.
It was insane.
42. That would have been better.
All right, you can't answer this one. Somebody
Hello,
complete the
Kenita.
following slogan. Blank does what Nintendo don't.
Sega.
But that's not the phrase there, Smarty Pants. They just said take his microphone away.
Sega does.
No, that
what
was to you.
Nintendo.
Sorry.
Nope. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Not what Nintendo don't.
I call.
You said Nintendo don't.
I call.
You did. Or were
I
you
call
stuttering?
bullshit.
Yep.
I call bullshit.
No. What game features the slogan "Live in our world, live in your world, play in ours"?
PlayStation.
Yes, PlayStation. All right. Time for another
Was-
pop culture countdown. Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Because we've been so rapid with our fire.
Well, we were the first time, and this,
We are so
we're not
ADD,
even
it's
doing
unbelievable.
the countdown. We're just naming stuff. Best sports game.
Madden.
Oh, what Madden?
Yes.
They're all the same.
No, they're not. I would say
Those are the same. How about Tecmo Bowl?
Wii bowling.
no.
Super
Wii
Tecmo
bowling
Bowl
ball.
was the best.
Act-
Wii bowling
actually,
was awesome.
NHL Hockey 4 is good.
Everybody
3
says
or 4 is
FIFA's
good.
the
I'm sorry.
game.
Well, FIFA is amazing.
Mario Tennis.
A great game.
I hear
Okay,
that one.
Fred,
Actually, I hear Mario
you're
Striker
disallowed.
is one of the best games.
I got you all trumped.
Trump the video game? That's the worst.
You're fired.
Let me get my small hand out.
Or
Trump.
cover. Put the orange light
Mike
on.
the cartridge is orange.
Mike Tyson
Mike
punch
Tyson's
on.
punch out.
Ooh.
Come on, man.
Body blow. Body blow.
Soda-
Yes.
What about
Soda
no,
Brzezinski,
no, no, no.
King
Better than the
Hippo.
Buster Douglas game?
What was the other?
Yeah.
No. What was Super Knock? Not
Super
not
Punch
his.
Out?
What was the other
Mighty
fight
Mac.
game?
Which one? The Evander Holyfield?
Not the Mike Tyson, but the one with the body blow. The real
Body blow. Body blow. Body blow. Remember that
I
one?
think that was. I mean, Mike Tyson Punch Out is not really a sport.
Yeah, but
game.
that was only
It
good
is
in the
a-
arcade.
It's a boxing game.
That one was
Boxing's a
only good in
sport.
the arcade.
That wasn't bad. Oh yeah. I still
At
think,
home it was
I think
dumb,
it's a
but in the
sports
arcade where
game,
you had to put your hands in the gloves,
I would still think
body blow, body
right,
blow.
I think Madden is better than.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Super Punch Out is a great game and it's sports related, but that's like a first.
So you guys
person
are
shooter
saying
almost.
you're saying Madden.
I think Madden is. On
NBA
fire.
Jam.
Yeah, fire.
The big head mode.
That was one of the few sports games I actually enjoyed on the Super
what's
Nintendo.
your favorite Tetris
that
game?
was always fun.
That was the question. So, hello, what are you going to say?
I'm going Punch Out.
Maria Sharapova.
Mike Tyson's
tennis.
Punch Out.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. All right.
You shut up.
Tecmo
too.
Bowl. I played the hell out of that.
I do
no,
like-
no.
I do like NBA Jam.
Better than that, Mutant League Football. That was the best.
Mutant League Hockey was better.
We've been talking
I
about
just
Punch
said
Out for
Punch Out
10
for-
minutes.
No, hold on.
I've been talking about Punch Out for
Pro-
20 minutes.
Pro Skater 4 is not a bad game either.
Which one?
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's my number one. Good call.
That was-
Tony
that was
Hawk,
Nathan.
Pro Skater. That's the one, man.
Madden, still the best.
No, I was
Come on,
all about
Madden
that.
was fantastic.
Yeah, but I got bored by it.
Yeah, but you don't like sports, dude. If you like football,
I like
Madden was.
I like skateboarding.
Yeah.
NBA Live 2015, Jordan. Jordan.
Tony Hawk was still awesome.
MLB.
Oh, the skateboard? Oh, yeah, that was
RBI
terrible. That
baseball.
peripheral? Awful.
RBI Baseball.
RBI baseball?
Bases loaded 4,
I like that original
which is a
Nintendo
very
one.
rare game if you ever find it. Bases loaded 4.
I like the original Nintendo one. I used to play that.
Just baseball, the black
Yeah.
box,
Yep.
baseball.
All right.
Baseball.
So we determined we don't know.
If you're talking like
This-
arcade games, then NBA Jams would be it. But if you're talking about real,
What about
simulators-
Golden Tee?
But if you're
NBA 2K1.
What
for
about
the Sega
Tiger
Dreamcast.
Woods?
Tiger Woods golf was good.
Tiger Woods is good.
Tiger Woods, especially Tiger Woods.
Golden-
Tiger Woods on the Wii U, on the regular Wii was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was just.
But if you're talking about realistic like games, it's hard to say because NBA Jams is a great game, but only because
Well,
it's
it doesn't- yeah,
sport
it-
like.
it-
I like
doesn't look
Jordan
like Madden.
versus Bird. Remember that one on the PC?
So that was on Nintendo too.
The
I
Big
have-
Mac, yeah.
I have it on the NES.
No, mine was even pre that. It was on my PC.
You had it on your Tandy
Yeah.
computer.
How about Pew Pew?
Tandy.
My TRS-80.
Yes.
See, I
had
want
an
to find
Apple
one.
II-
I'm looking.
I had
for
an
a
Apple II
TRS.
Plus,
Dude,
mister.
I might have one.
All right, now this question is going to be the big one,
Cassette.
and I bet people in the audience are going to chime in. Give me the top that are old games that are ripe for a reboot. Old titles ripe for a reboot. Because like Mutant League just got rebooted,
What was that?
and people say it's fantastic. Shadow of the Colossus. That's a good call. Yeah, but you know what? It is. That's 3
What?
generations of consoles
That's
ago.
5 minutes.
What?
3 generations of consoles.
No, it's not. No, that was on the original PlayStation. That's a while ago.
No, it was on PlayStation 2, I thought.
No, it came out on the PlayStation, I thought.
It was
I
a
want a
2.
remake of Burger Time. More realistic Burger Time. I'm joking with him.
How about 4D? You want a 4D? That's when Nintendo gets it right when it's 4D. It's 4K and 4D.
4K Burger Time.
You lean too
Amazing.
close.
The
You lean
grease
too
is
close
coming
and the
off of the
grease
burgers,
burns you.
and condiments are flying off of it. Yes, that would be.
Fruit Ninja with burgers. You're a genius.
Fire.
Wow. You were going to say something there, Scott.
You're get to the chopper.
What?
Pitfall.
Pitfall.
Pitfall would be ripe for a reboot, but it can't be.
What?
It would have to
Hold
be
on.
like Uncharted.
And
They'd have
any
to
of the
remake it like
Indiana
that.
Jones,
Which really they
Temple of
already
Doom
did. It's
game would be
Uncharted.
Great.
Yeah, because Pitfall is just 4 screens over and over. Boo, jump over a thing. Crocodiles. Boo, jump over a thing. Go down a thing. Boo, crocodiles.
Alex Kidd.
20-minute timer. I did play it a lot. I would guess probably 6 months of my life have been spent
I'm gonna say
playing that.
Bonk's Adventure.
Oh, Bonk was
Bonk's
great.
Adventure.
What about
Turbo
Mortal
graphics.
Kombat?
That was a great one.
Well, but they're still making Mortal Kombat games. I mean, they have that one Mortal Kombat versus DC.
But they are.
I just want to play it just to kill all the
hey,
DC universe.
Fuck that one up too.
Yeah, right.
Conkers.
Oh, heck yes.
It's an inappropriate
Yeah,
game.
for
but
a day.
yes.
Yeah. Well, they
Leisure-
did. They
Leisure
did
Suit Larry.
reboot
would
Leisure
be
Suit Larry a
fantastic.
few years ago.
Did they?
That was one of the best games. in
That
the
was
late
on
80s.
PlayStation 2, I believe. Yeah, I actually had it. It was awful. Awful.
When that came out the first time, it was. I had a friend who.
Oh,
lived in
everybody
San
had to have it.
I'm trying to think of games that did not have like
Oregon
I was thinking,
Trail.
I was thinking like Ninja Gaiden, but I'm like they came out with one even though it was bad.
Right.
Trying to-
Teresa, I think this was your suggestion. You've got to have one over
It
there.
was. I said Alex Kidd.
Oh, Alex Kidd.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be
the
a
worst,
good one.
the worst pack-in game ever for a console for the Sega Genesis.
But that would be a good one to reboot, retry, reapproach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like a couple years ago when the 360 on the 360 their home arcade thing, somebody took Pac-Man and redid it as Championship Edition. You guys ever play that? Run home and play it after this. It is so.
Is that the one that keeps changing?
Yes,
Yeah.
and you go into different modes and you can play like Ghost Mode, and all it is, it's the maze and like a million ghosts, and you run to a pill and then they all turn blue and you're like chop, 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 eating a million ghosts. It's awesome. It's just a fun game. That's what they need to do. If you're going to do that, take a game like Galaga and really update it. Now, I know they've done that. I think PlayStation, there was a Galaga. That wasn't so good. I want something really updated. Star Fox. Now, they did Star Fox last year?
3 or 4 years ago, I thought.
For the Wii U, right?
For the
Yeah.
Wii U, they came out when it came.
Did they?
It was yeah.
See,
so
these are games that they're kind of
2015.
doing it, but I want to see them do a
That's
real.
but that's like a million other of those just flyer games.
But
they all do
could
the same
make
thing.
it because the original Star Fox was a lot of fun. Make something really cool out of Star Fox. They didn't.
Paperboy. That'd be awesome. That's
Star
that's called
Tropics. Anyone
GTA.
play Star
isn't it?
Tropics?
Yeah.
That was the first game I
Paperboy
played
as GTA.
to the end.
With
It,
Tony-
it was an adventure game like
Tony Hawk.
Final Fantasy. I could not
Resident Evil.
stop playing it. Double Dragon.
Yeah, but that's Mortal Kombat.
I like,
no, it is.
no,
good.
I love Double Dragon. I have 1, 2, and 3 on the NES.
Don't tell Ube Boll. He'll come out of retirement and make that.
Is there a Van Patten in that?
Oh, an open world Ninja Turtle game. That would be cool. Got to be done right, though.
Moon Patrol.
Arkham.
Arkham, yeah.
Yeah, if the team that did Arkham did a Ninja Turtle game, 4-player, multiplayer online, that would be a killer. As long as I can be Shredder. What?
A what?
An Arkham-style Doctor Who game.
Where the Doctor's
I don't
the Dark
understand.
Knight. And he fights.
But
the
when
Joker.
that's
He
open
talks like
world,
this.
you literally have all
Why'd
the
you
time
say
and
that name?
space. That is a very
the
large
doctor.
game.
Who are you? I'm the doctor.
Lego Doctor.
All right. All right. Cut his caffeine off. So,
Remake the Atari 2600 Circus.
hey, Nathan, I'm with you. That sounds awesome,
Circus,
actually.
Circus.
What?
Remake the Atari 2600 Circus game.
Circus. Oh, my gosh. The best part of that was the clowns that bounced on the the thing. You had
True.
the spin dial. Yeah, I love that.
Best time.
Yep. All right. How about
Earthbound?
best Earthbound? Yes.
Earthbound's a great
How
game.
about best open world game?
I want the Oasis.
I have a real hard time with this one. Oasis, you say?
I want the Oasis
I don't
from
like
Ready
open
Player
world.
One.
Oh, the Oasis. Now you're getting deep cut. Second Life.
That was great.
Okay. You said Skyrim. You know what? I just started that. I loved Red Dead Redemption. I thought that was incredible. I think Skyrim might topple that for me.
The one where you sat on the train.
Yes. Where I just rode the train for an hour and did nothing but rode a train for an hour.
Oh,
and
you're so gonna
it
get a
was so
house.
satisfying.
That's
It was
so up your
You're
alley.
gonna
It's
adopt
unbelievable.
orphans, and you're gonna sit around cutting wood all the time. That's what you're gonna do in Skyrim.
Excellent.
Rob's,
I can cut wood in
Rob's
that?
lazier in video games than he is in real life.
Right.
That's
No,
sad.
Entering lazy
Cutting
mode.
wood.
I'm waiting to get
He's like, I
Podcast
gotta
Simulator.
press this button.
He just blinks.
He gets,
It's
I'm going to get
he gets that
Podcast
bird
Simulator.
that pops like
all,
Homer
all it is
Simpson.
you sit at a chair and every once in a while hit the button and
you
drink
don't.
coffee.
This is what he does. He goes, Molly. Molly runs over, hits a button, runs
It's
away.
like, I'm watching this video game, Molly. Press that button.
Yeah, get my turning stick. Move me over. I'm starting to get bed sores. So, what do you say? Best open world game? You don't like open world games.
I don't like open world games. So
What?
I don't have the time to invest in open world games.
Minecraft.
I don't like I like a linear story. I do.
But you
Like
can
when
play
it goes
open world- you can play a lot of them that
I would
way.
like to play open world games. I just don't have the time. Yeah,
Like Red Dead Redemption, you can actually follow a linear storyline. You don't have to play the open world campaign. You can just
Just
go,
say yes.
Here's my story.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
So you could.
Maybe I will one day.
All right. How about you, Chris? You're all about WoW, right?
I will say I liked EverQuest much better than I liked World of Warcraft.
Really?
Just because it was first. I mean, it's not as big. I like that kind of stuff. So I thought.
I never
I
played
like
it.
Warcraft, but it was
I never played that one either.
no. That's it. That's your game. That's you can have that. But I mean, I like. But as if you're looking at the MMORPG, Warcraft is the standard. That others have tried. The Star Wars one's not too bad. But they all rise and fall because they can't just keep up. So
All right. So I'm going to just go right into the round table now. Since we touched on the movies. I got a couple of questions, and these are going to actually probably be very similar to these pop culture countdowns. I want to talk about video games at the movies. I was waiting for a groan. So, have there been any that have been really good?
What?
Super Mario Brothers.
Do not tell me Assassin's Creed because that was
The
terrible.
Wizard? Yes.
what? Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I just
in the
mean
name of the king.
like it's really good. Like today, I posted a thing on our Facebook page because they're doing another Tomb Raider movie, and I said, actually the original one wasn't that bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad like Assassin's Creed bad. So maybe there's something there.
Assassin's Creed was terrible.
I cannot believe
yeah, everyone
they
says
paid
it's
all
just,
that money for those guys. I mean, it wasn't like
worst.
that.
And I
It wasn't like
love-
the three of us.
So
were in
Fred,
the
what
movie
were you
and
gonna
said,
say?
"Oh,
What
it's
is it?"
gonna be
Doom.
horrible. Doom was
With The
awful.
Rock?
No, Carl Urban was.
Was it Carl Urban?
Carl Urban was in Doom.
I thought Rock was in there too.
Well, Carl Urban was Duke Nukem.
The Resident Evil one is.
remember, they do the
those
thing, and
are
at the end he
those are
becomes
an
a-
interesting lot.
Silent Hill was garbage.
Resident
the
Evil.
first Silent Hill was not garbage.
Resident Evils
Yeah.
were good. Two
The game
two was good.
No.
Come on, two Resident Evil was
You're talking the movie or the game?
the movie.
I didn't mind the movies.
I've never seen the movies. I hear they're worth watching. I hear they're not great, but they're worth watching.
They're body counts. What do you want? I mean,
Right.
I think
And Mila Jovovich or whatever her name is. She's in it.
Mila Jovovich.
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 Yeah. Yep, Jovovich.
Lilu.
Yep. Mila. Oh, wait, Scott's chiming in.
No, adaptations.
Adaptations.
Yeah, because like there's some good documentaries and stuff, but
Yeah.
You know what? That's a great call.
wasn't that a trade paperback first?
Yeah, that's a comic book adaptation.
So I'm going that's comic.
But-
that is.
But,
But
hold
in
on,
a-
but
in a
it's,
looser
it's in the
universe-
style of video games.
Yes, that is by far the best
I
one.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That was
but
a great
the
call,
straight
Mr.
up ones,
Casper.
I mean, Double Dragon was a terrific movie with.
no. It's not terrific.
Is it more? No. It was
First
awful.
Mortal Kombat movie was not great,
Awful.
but fun.
Awful.
I think it got a lot.
The Mortal Kombat techno music was great.
But these are
for,
all-
for 1995. When you're
Here's-
like Mortal Kombat, you're like, yeah.
Here's the problem with
But
it.
that's about it.
The best of them are just fun B movies.
Yeah.
And we watch these things like
I
we
can't believe you
play. You
insulted
play a
B
game
movies.
like in Uncharted, and you're like, "There's so much story here. This could be so awesome." And for some reason, they can't figure out how to translate that. Bioshock.
Right,
Give me Bioshock. What a great story. But they could.
well, the thing is like these games.
too much to put
These
into a
games are
movie.
like 20-hour, 30-hour gameplay stories, and you're trying to condense it to a 2-hour movie. I mean,
Right.
I do think that's been the problem with Assassin's Creed.
30?
The problem with
It's like-
Warcraft.
yeah.
I mean,
They've
it's
got
like
20
you-
hours of material.
See,
they
you
can
look
boil
at
it
you look
down.
at the Warcraft movie as being awful, and it was if you just look at it as a movie. But as a World of Warcraft player, it wasn't bad, and I really enjoyed it.
Right, but you have to play it
Right.
to know what's going on.
Exactly,
I'm in the
exactly. And
theater,
I yeah.
never played it. I'm like, what is going on?
What are these green guys?
So-
yeah.
Everybody plays the game differently, so everyone expects something different out of the movie. And there's no way you're going to fit like
Sure.
60 hours of stuff for every kind of player in a 2-hour space.
Yeah, but you could still make a good movie.
No, you can't.
Well, right, I agree with you back there. These need to be Netflix shows. Like you,
Like Castlevania
Hold
is
on,
going to be.
But like adaptations of video games, I would say Legend of Neil is one of the best adaptations of a video game. Have you ever seen that?
Which one?
It's called Legend of Neil. It was like a web series that they did
No.
about Zelda. So the guy
No, is it good?
It's cute. So the guy like is messing around and basically chokes himself with a controller and goes into the world in Zelda.
That's going to happen to a
That's-
Lil.
wait,
I know
this
it.
is the beginning of Captain and the Game Master cartoon series.
But
That
no,
was
but I'm just
awesome.
saying that the guy goes into the game and has to live as Link. And it's kind of funny that they do it as it's a total mockumentary of it. But you know, they talk about meeting guys in the.
Is it David
older-
Carradine?
No, it's not.
No, but what they have here,
What
what
terrible
they have here is
joke.
we have Amazon, Hulu, Netflix, and whoever else is going to be coming out because they're streaming
Right.
services.
BBC.
These
sorry.
are perfect
Right.
short series to make 8-hour episode, 8-hour seasons, and then you can continue on. You know,
Sony
8
can
hours,
launch
boom,
its streaming
boom.
service in a heartbeat by just taking its properties and doing that.
right.
Exactly.
They haven't done it, but they could.
Because I mean, I'm telling you, I cannot wait for this Castlevania series, even though it's going to be animated, which I didn't know until.
It's animated.
What about Wreck-It Ralph?
But that was
not-
a
yeah,
video
but
game
it's
first,
Pixels
though.
Right.
I mean. Pixels.
Right.
Pixels was a great movie.
If you're going with that, then yes, Wreck-It Ralph is the best.
Wreck-It
It's
Ralph was amazing. I
amazing.
mean, it brought in these.
Yeah, but you know what? I
Right.
do get it. I mean,
It,
Wreck-It
it
Ralph
pulled
was
in a
great,
lot
but-
of real characters, and those characters were.
But they weren't
they
the main
fit.
characters. I mean,
No.
you know, Turbo wasn't a character. Ralph wasn't a character. I mean, these guys. I mean, I get it.
So which properties do you think should be made into movies? If you had to pick a couple. No. I'm saying made into
the
movies. We
Legend
talked
of
about it being
Zelda.
updated. Legend of Zelda, I think, is the most prime, and they are doing
Peter
that as
Jackson
a Netflix
needs
series.
to do Legend of Zelda. Go back to get his Hobbit people together and.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda should absolutely be made. All of them.
That's you know what. That could be like 5 years down the road. he
Even
changes-
Spirit Train, all of it needs
He
to be
shows
made.
up and just like
all of it.
Like, wait, young Link, old Link, what is going on?
Yes.
World
I'm here
explodes.
again, son of
Yeah,
a.
if I had to pick one right now, I mean, that would be an easy one. In the same genre, you should do Fable.
Wing Commander.
Fable would work really well.
I-
Wing Commander did not work really well.
Awful.
I'm going also Metroid.
Metroid.
Give me a sci-fi bounty hunter series.
That would be sweet. Once again, though, I think if that one gets made, unless they get the right people behind it, it's going to be another Assassin's Creed because they're only going to go to the base idea of the game and then try to make it look like a game. They throw character development and story out the window when they do these.
Well,
And that's just it with the
but we
video
talked
games.
about-
The best ones
but
have
that's-
character development
but-
and
Oh, this
story.
that's the
should be a
problem
long
is-
story. This should be a long story streaming series.
Yes,
That's
it
what
would be
I'm
awesome.
saying.
Yeah.
They keep.
Aren't they trying?
Yeah, they are
Haven't
trying.
Been trying that? Isn't Bradley
It's
Cooper
fallen
supposed to
apart
be
a
the
couple
guy?
of times. Well, it fell apart a couple of times. David O. Russell was supposed to be directing it, which is a weird choice. He's out, but it's back in the pipeline again, I heard.
They just need to give it all to Marvel.
There you go. Give everything to Marvel.
Have Marvel build you a video game universe.
I think there's a lot of the newer, the open world ones that would be prime for it. Like Last of Us should absolutely be made into a film. That's an interesting story.
Isn't the game kind of a film in itself?
It is. But you know what? People that might enjoy it out here, like my parents might enjoy the movie, they're not going to play a 40-hour video game.
I'm not playing a 40-hour video game.
So there you go. But if you could watch it,
I've seen about 20 minutes of
if you
gameplay.
could
I
watch
was
a
like, oh, this is
2-hour
pretty good.
movie that tells that story,
That's the problem is it's too hard because you almost have to do just like one arc, and
Sure.
but that's the hard part. I mean, you do like Warcraft. You guys have been playing that
Warcraft
for
is a
10 years.
giant open world
But
thing.
even a video game, if you were to take anything you're talking about is 20 hours of play. How do you develop a
doesn't
story
matter.
that does that?
Doesn't matter. If we could get the rights to Uncharted, we could make an Uncharted, or not Uncharted, Last of Us. We could make a tight hour, 45-minute film that would tell the story the way it needs to be told, leave it open for more. You could have a sequel that tells the rest of the story, but you would be satisfied.
Hour 45? What
Hour
movie is
45.
an hour 45 anymore?
I'm calling
Lego
hour-
Batman was an hour 45.
I'm calling it an
That
hour
was a
45.
quick. That was a
Okay.
quick hour 45. It's like it's done already. It's like son of a
Yep.
Pew, pew.
pew pew.
Sorry. Ninja Gaiden would
Awesome
would
games.
be an awesome movie.
Hard stuff, but Matt Damon will star in it.
Where
You
you
know
have
that's how
ninjas,
they
where you have
roll.
Hold on.
ninjas fighting.
Time to
aliens.
whitewash.
It's
Did
so
you
awesome.
did you think that to go off track that this was a little bit more adult, the Batman movie, Lego?
No, I didn't think it was adult.
There were some tough.
There was some jokes, but it wasn't bad. I mean, my
Okay.
kids loved it.
Sorry.
So, I am about to switch.
It's not that they can't make the movie good. It's just that it's Hollywood making the movies. It's big production making movies. You gotta have an independent person.
Right.
That's why like the Netflix series would do great because it'd be a
Or, to your point, you take a smaller story like
Nice
you could
post,
take
Will.
Red Dead Redemption, have the same shocking moments to it. You could take The Last of Us, have those story elements, make them as indie films. Make them as smaller, lower budget indie films because they don't really need a lot. And you could tell really tight because those are games where the twists and the development are shocking. They're great. You know, especially like Red Dead, the last minute of it is better than any M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. I mean, it's crazy.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I've heard
Have you-
so much about
when I got to the end of that, I couldn't
fabulous.
believe it. Switch.
Split.
Split. McAvoy.
Is it Goldie Hawn in that? Huh? Is it good?
Private Benjamin.
Terrible
No, it's
joke.
really good. Yes.
No, but I agree with you. I think it's Hollywood is the issue. Like they're throwing budget. They're throwing
Unless
hundreds-
Marvel gets it.
Hundreds of millions. Well, exactly. It is true. Marvel has done it right. And
Zack
prove me
Snyder
wrong.
and
Prove me
Michael
wrong.
Bay are going to be making The Last of Us, and
But they, you know,
that'll be the last
throw,
of me.
Marky
throw
Mark
in-
and,
you try to make a movie for $200 million, you're gonna almost likely fail, unless you have people behind. Which I'm shocked that a lot of these studios haven't had directors and writers who have grown up with these movies with these games. Because I mean,
Well, hold
like
on.
you see, like Marvel, what they're doing. A lot of these people that they've got involved are
Yeah, but-
people who grew up.
Right.
But you know
reading
what?
these books.
Wait, Alil, I'm
Deadpool
gonna,
is a perfect example of that because Ryan Reynolds owned that and made it and did it for
Right.
90.
He treated it like an
60,
indie film.
60. I mean, he
60 million.
It was
says, I
treated
could
like
do-
an indie film. So that's exactly it. And the other thing to your point, you're saying, yeah, these people grew up with it, but a lot of these properties that would make prime stories, the people that could make them are still young. The people that grew up with them are still young.
Right. It could still happen.
So give it, just like with comics, it took forever for comics for them to make good comic book movies. It took forever. Scott's over there like, no, I love the Nick Fury movie with Hasselhoff.
It was good.
But it was not. Don't hassle the Hoff.
Don't
Scott,
die on
okay?
that ice, by the way.
But seriously, I think that the generation that is going to make
What'd you
the
say,
great
kid?
video game movie
Edward?
is still back one. I do.
Well,
I think we're talking 10 years at least. Right. So that might be what it is. They don't have the power. McAvoy or who is the one that Fassbender had the money and everything to do it, but they didn't put the money into the writing.
No, and directing, because I forgot what did that guy do with Fassbender before that? I forgot. They did some terrible movie together.
The Fassbender and the Furious?
Maybe
Love
it was.
those.
It was a good movie, yes.
it was Fast and Furious 6.8.
All right.
There you go.
We got 7 minutes. We're going to go out with one more thing here.
What are you saying?
No, I really like this roundtable that we had, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to give
Something
everybody I'm going to give you a choice. We're going to spin the wheel here. One, we can finish out. We have like 7 minutes before we start King of Kong. We can do trivia questions. That's one. Two, I can do another round of music trivia. Or three, we can do a short round table discussion that I think we should save. So trivia or video game music trivia.
18%. That's awful.
So I need hands up. We'll go with hands up if you want trivia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Not music
7,
trivia, regular
8.
trivia.
If you want the music trivia. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's trivia because you kids lose. Alil said that. I know he's so mean, isn't he, Alex?
Why
All
do you say
right.
kids don't count?
Oh, and if you'd like a picture taken with Daisy from Mario, we have a cosplayer here with us tonight. So this would be perfect for, and she's Battle Daisy. She brought a sword because that's how we roll in our house. Okay.
That's just how she feels about you.
So here we go. Nintendo 3DS. Oh, I have about 8 questions. When it's
Peter.
time to change. Nintendo 3DS is a more recent example of marketing 3D technology in games. But what game console was the first to attempt this technology? Who tried 3D first?
3D.
Shout it out.
The Virtual Boy.
And you're wrong.
No, Master System.
And you're wrong.
What?
Come on, somebody. The Vectrex was garbage. That's the complete sentence. That was terrible. All right. What game console had the slogan, "Play it loud"? Come on, Alex. Redeem yourself. Nope. All right. I'm going to give that kid a podcast. You're out, I will. He's fun. Anybody?
Can you stay up late and record?
Super Nintendo Chalmers. That's what it was. The Super Nintendo.
Wow. Huh.
The Phantom
With Billy
Wow.
Zane?
was a game console that never saw release. It's a Phantom. But nonetheless, showboated one major feature to its potential buyers. What was it?
Was the
Scott
Phantom
wrote
with
him.
Alec Baldwin? Was it Alec
What
Baldwin?
was it that the Phantom had that it was
He was the
boasting
Phantom. He was
before
good.
anybody else?
Or what did internet connection?
Ooh.
It boasted one major feature. Hey, settle down out there, lady.
I'm giving them a hint.
CD.
Yes.
I'm going to say CD-ROM.
What didn't it have? It didn't have.
Hey, Lil, it's a podcast.
Well, I don't know the answer.
It didn't have, you're right, CD, physical media.
physical
CD,
media.
cartridge, or DVD. So that was its thing.
It was all hardware.
It was
all
an
hard
all hardware.
drive.
Yep.
That's what it was. I remember that.
The
now.
Steam box is what it was trying to be.
Yep.
What game console demanded gamers to do the math?
It is. You said it earlier. No, you said it earlier. The
Console?
Mario.
Yeah.
The
What game console demanded do the math?
The TurboGrafx?
How did I not get that commercial? Huh? No?
I say it's
no.
a
No.
Because they saw
Saturn.
your
I say
headshots.
TurboGrafx 16.
No. Anybody else? The Salmons are monopolizing. Yes!
What?
The
I said-
Atari Jaguar. Well done.
Remember, I said it had it built in the gamepad.
But you didn't guess the Jaguar.
I was waiting. I'm trying to let the audience participate.
All right. What animal is Bubsy?
Wait, what?
Cheetah.
Yes, he's a bobcat. Ooh, nerd fight's going to happen now.
nerds.
Sanada Komatsu was a real female samurai, but what game does she appear in?
What game? What
I'm losing my voice.
what game? Female samurai.
That has to be.
Yeah, I'm just going to get
You
hairy.
married him.
Bayonetta?
Boom.
No. Sanada Komatsu was a
Mortal
real-life
Kombat.
samurai, but what game does she appear in?
Mortal Kombat.
No.
Street Fighter.
No. So close. Samurai Warriors.
Akari Warriors.
What was the samurai one that not Brad Renfro,
Saturday Night
Jean
Live.
Reno appeared in? What was that one?
What?
Was it Dynasty Warriors? Was it like one of those? Remember, there's one of these like samurai warrior games, and they had Jean Reno in it, and they like mocapped him. Very weird. It's like all these samurais, and then yeah, they do. You guys know who Jean Reno is, right? The Professional. You ever
Everybody-
see that Godzilla movie with Matthew Broderick?
I know.
I know exactly who he is. That's what I'm talking about.
You should have told everybody The Professional. And
Yeah,
then
I
everybody
did.
be like, oh, that was a great movie.
Gary Oldman,
Oh, Gary Oldman was great in that
Natalie
movie.
Portman.
Yeah.
That was her first movie.
Yep.
12?
Molly
Yep.
knows who Jean Reno is. Shame to the rest of you. Okay,
He was-
I got 3 more questions and then the movie.
Boy.
Mario is known for his platforming games, but what video game did he originally appear in?
Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong.
That's an easy one. Donkey Kong.
It's a
Mystique.
me. It's a Mario.
Here's a good one. Only the old people are going to get this one. Not that old.
Pong.
Why are you looking at your parents' table?
I-
Why do you look at
He didn't say
Mystique.
ancient.
Mystique was a developer notorious for creating what kinds of games?
Porno.
Magic? He doesn't know.
Mystique?
Yep, Mystique was notorious
Poker.
X-Men Mutant games.
Poker.
for creating what kinds of games?
Bad.
Dating sims?
Bad games.
Huh?
I like that answer.
Dating sims?
No.
Booty trap.
Flight simulators.
I actually got this one right because I could name the game. One game.
Mystique. Did they
No.
make Mist? Did they make the Mist games?
No, they made games back with. I think they were on the Atari. They were adult games.
I said.
Did you?
He
Yes.
did.
I couldn't hear it. Alil was talking.
He was.
Did I not say
but
that?
can you name the game? They had a game that was actually really famous.
Oh, Custer's Revenge.
Custer's Revenge, terrible. But you know what? Compared to the other ones, solid gold. The rest of them were just simple garbage. They were the ones that made those like poker games where you start to win and then look, it reveals a naked pixelated thing. Ugh.
That's what Martha said.
Yep. All right, last
Hello. Hey.
question.
I got one.
And I dispute
Why are
the
you
answer
blushing?
on this one. Zork was a game that used literary narratives instead of visual and text commands instead of joysticks.
Zorp.
What was the name of that genre?
Text adventures. Yeah. That's what I call them.
No, it's
Oh, wait, there's an acronym for it.
TNA. DOS.
it might be is it text to action?
Might be. TA. TTA.
TNA? That was Mystique. Huh? It is interactive fiction.
Interactive.
But see, we always call them text-based.
I'm gonna,
Yeah,
I'm
text-based.
gonna boo your questions here.
Okay, these you didn't send me who did this one. Martha's going to have to look it up. The video game one was if you go to YouTube, you can look them up. They're called TV Time. Oh, it just closed it out. Son of a nutcracker. Here we go. TV Trivia. If you go to YouTube and look up the channel TV Trivia, they have all these different trivia games on there that are like that. There is a video game music trivia too. So if you just couldn't get enough, just can't get enough, then you go there. All right?
So what I'm going to be doing.
All right, couple of bits of business before Pro Profs. They're the ones that came up with the quiz. It was good. I liked it. Lil didn't like it because he didn't know them. All right, couple bits of business. First of all, we do these theme nights the second Saturday of each month. Our next one in March is Kong Night. We're talking giant apes, giant Godzillas. We're talking all that stuff, probably Donkey Kong too. It's going to be all Kong because Kong Skull Island's coming out, and it's going to be the best. Can't wait. All right, couple more things. One is you probably saw this thing flashing before. It had our Twitter. It had our Facebook. If you haven't followed us on those, please do. Twitter is at SMG Pods. And Facebook, just look up Southgate Media Group or look up Live at the Blue Box, and you'll see what events are coming up. We always put events on there and try to give the lineup as best we can if we're going to have a guest or anything special going on. And there is one up already for Kong Skull Island, and you can put on there coming, so you get an alert when the date's coming up. Also, we do have a Twitter feed. Please sign up for that. We are going to be doing giveaways with Entertainment Earth. So if you like geeky stuff, get on there, and you'll know about when we have raffles and things. One more thing for me, and then I'll pass to you because you got stuff to say. We have up here somewhere, we have a box for donations. Here it is.
Scott was using it as a game controller.
Packing up. If you'd like to support us, this is how you do it. We have a box for donations. They go to Southgate Media Group. As you can see, we've got equipment expenses. We bought a whole bunch of new stuff recently to make things sound better. Mixing boards, microphones, that kind of stuff. This is how we're able to do that. So if you could support us, it would be really appreciated. That's how you do it. It goes directly to us and goes directly into equipment and to keep us in food. No. And what else?
Robin.
Give your social media, Chris.
I can be found at Blue Box Cafe or Blue Box Cafe 176 on social media.
And you can literally be found at Blue Box Cafe. Come in and have lunch and see Chris.
Most of the time, yes.
Yes. And you. And tell them about your stuff going on.
Well, the doctor told me not to talk about that, but no. You can find me at the League of Geeks podcast. That's at LOGEEKZ on Twitter. Tonight we are having a YouTube live show on YouTube, so just go on YouTube and look up League of Geeks. Or go.
What time is that?
At 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. We'll be giving away art prints, some toys, and we'll also be announcing our Entertainment Earth giveaways that we've got lined up for the next few weeks. Hint, Star Wars Black Series figure, entire series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, entire waves we're giving away.
White Boba Fett in there?
No white Boba.
It's the only one I want.
That's long gone.
Nobody got it for me.
So
sad.
So tonight
it's in the couch with
right. So 10 o'clock sharp Central Time.
It's got a bunch of candy you stole from a bank stuck to it.
Nasty.
some Pez.
We're going live, and yeah, we'll have a good time.
Yeah, so join him on YouTube tonight and harass him because that's what we do here.
Sure.
All right.
I'll just ignore it. But yeah.
That's it, everybody. Thank you, Blue Box. Thank you, everybody. Let's hear it for the staff. And you guys, come back next week. See James Wilder do Tales from the Blue Light.
Yes, and then we'll be showing King of Kong in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to show King of Kong, so stick around if you haven't seen it. Teresa's actually met Billy Preston up close and Billy Mitchell up close and personal.
Billy Bob Thornton.
He's got glorious hair.